Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike.
I'm Vengeance. I'm Jay. I just wanted to say it. It's not going to be as cool as Robert Pattinson's sexy voice, but still, you got to try it on and see if the britches fit, and it doesn't. So
I
still,
say it in the mirror.
yeah, you have, yeah.
Touching
Especially when you get out and you're all like overweight, and you look at yourself in the mirror, you're like, I'm Vengeance. It's like in another world I could be.
And then you start playing the fat stomach drums.
Yeah, it's like that would be your secret bat power. that would be your march to war. You would pat your belly before you attack.
Oh man, can everybody hear and see us okay? I saw we went from 81 down to 65 real quick. I'm not sure if there was like an audio thing.
They just saw how they were like, fuck, it's a long live stream. I thought this was the Merkins.
Maybe that's what it was.
That's what it was.
It keeps going. It's supposed to go up right now. It keeps going down. I'm already pulled over. I can't pull over anymore. Hey,
what?
Courtney with the first super chat of the night says something, but before I say that, I get to say it first, Courtney. We have a bit of an announcement to make on the Wham channel. This morose motherfucker right here is engaged.
Yay, I did it. I mean, I'm just gonna go ahead and be honest with y'all. The reason why I did this is just a smoke screen because I'm trying to protect that I've sucked cock for the last 10 years.
Mine.
She's no, not his. It's some guy. It's some guy you guys don't know. His name's Durio. He's a sweet Spanish boy. But the thing is, no, she's my Lisa Marie Presley now. She's my smoke screen like Michael Jackson. No, but yeah, it was good times. It was good times. Yeah, dude. She was asking me. She said, "Were you nervous?" Because I mean, obviously, she's like, "I was gonna say yes anyway. Were you nervous when you asked me?" And I was like, I mean, I kind of had the bubble guts and this hot snakes a little bit, but then at the same time, I just wanted to get it over with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like I don't want to try to be mean about it, but it's like, oh, it's like when you go to the doctors and you really don't want to do like a physical or something because they might tell you, you know, you have something really fucking bad. I don't know. Like my case would be alcoholism, but you don't want to go there and then finally like, I'll just fucking go in and do it. Just tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me. Like, that's it. I actually told her, I was like, you know, I would have just, I know that, you know, you want to make it as sweet as possible, but honest to God, dude, like I'd just be like, hey, you want to get married? She's like, yeah. I was like, here.
In the Taco Bell parking lot while you're waiting.
Yeah, no, I just like no, just like she was sitting next to me. I was like, here, take this.
Oh wait, you didn't get down on one knee?
No, fuck yeah, I did, but I'm just saying I could have done it the other way.
Oh, I thought
about it, and I was like, yeah, but then I was like, I better not do that. Like in my mind, it sounded really good, but in practice, it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, well, so Jay told me about this after the stream the other night, and I think we stayed on the stream for like 2 hours after we were done streaming, and we were talking, and we had a lot of brewskis in us, and I was like, no, dude, don't do it tonight. It's like, come over to my house and do it. And I had this, so the next day when I woke up, I was thinking about it, and dude, I was like, I know exactly what we'll do. I had this whole plan, dude. What I was going to do is I was like, tell her that we're filming a skit and we need her help, right? And then like you just wear your Loomis shit over, and I'll be setting up the camera, and I'll be Michael, and I'll be like, hey, we're filming a Nike commercial, so I'm gonna have Jay come up, and I'm like, RJ, you sit here, get down on your knee or whatever, and then I'm gonna come up and stab you. But first, I gotta get the shot right. So April, will you come stand over here so that I can fix the camera? And then I was gonna do that, and then you'd already be on one knee, and while she's standing there, you could just hand her the thing, and I was like, and I can record the whole thing and embarrass you with it.
But yeah, that's fine. Well, it was a lot more creative than what I wound up doing.
I like what you did.
Well, the reason, because it's fine, but I'll let people know. I didn't do it because I was trying to be Beetlejuice or fucking Eric Draven the Crow, but I proposed to her in the cemetery, and the reason why I did that, I did it next to my mom's grave because, as you guys know, she passed away in July, and I wanted mom to be a part of it because mom always wanted me to get engaged to April because she loved April and thought it was a good fit. So I did it there, but I didn't really have anything. So what I was doing, because I didn't want her I wanted to kind of like surprise her. So we were standing there, and I planned it around because the sun was still setting. And I was like, hey, look at that grave over there. So I was like, it says fallen. And yes, they did. I shouldn't have been making a joke like that in the graveyard, but I did because I wanted her to turn around and look. So she turned around and she was like looking, and I got down on my knee and waited for it. But I was down there for like 5 minutes, dude, because my knee was getting soaked into the fucking like ground. And I was like, in a minute, if she doesn't turn around, I'm literally going to sink far enough that I'll be next to mom. So I can't be in here too long because it was like quicksand. It was cold.
She was turned around doing the whole, what are you waiting for? Yeah. No, I think that's beautiful the way you did it, man. That's way better than any idea I was coming up with. So yeah. It was congratulations, man. I'm happy for you too.
Appreciate it.
But hey, there's some super chats involving you that I'll let you read. starting with Courtney and moving down a little bit.
All right, hold on. I'm so far
Dude,
behind.
you should have broke out in Seal. Kiss from a rose on baby.
If I heard some spooky ass music, like I love that song, but if I heard that shit in a cemetery, I feel like I was fucking dying. I think something was wrong. I was stroking out.
You know what would have been really messed up if somebody else was like visiting a grave and you started skipping by and you're like, she said yes. Like,
I know,
you just buried her.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Courtney, thank you so much, man. He says, congrats, Jay and April. Horror match made in heaven. Yes, that's true. And we're like Beauty and the Beast. Of course, if anybody else called her Beast, I'd tear their lungs out. We just did that, man. So yeah. Next one, Vanessa. Thank you. Holy shit, that's really nice and sweet of you, Vanessa. That's why I say you're going to be the next Batman or Batwoman, whatever you choose, because she mentioned that before. This is for April and Jay. Congratulations on your engagement. I'm so happy for the both of you. Please enjoy a night out or in on me. Love you both so much. It'll probably be in, but we will. Thank you. Thanks, Vanessa. The Jaeger bomb. I'm gonna need some of those too. Since we are talking about it, okay, well, this isn't about that, but this is something else. So this is fine. Thank you. He says, since we were talking about a direct sequel tonight, what in your opinion is a direct sequel that is better than the original? That's a good, sexy question. I would have to go right off the bat, Aliens.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm gonna say Godfather 2. I'll go Godfather.
That's a good one too. Yeah.
I
was gonna say, but you can read the super chat. When I'm going up, when I'm scrolling, it's kind of, I feel like I'm glitching.
Yeah, no, that's a good question though. There's a lot, and it reminds me of the conversation they have in Scream 2 about sequels. Like, you know what I mean? But I think there's actually a lot more than you would think. I'm having trouble thinking of any of them right now.
You know what? Honest to God, I'll give it this. Chronicles of Riddick, I think, is better than Pitch Black.
I've never seen any of those movies because I don't like Vin Diesel.
I like well, no, yeah, he at least he didn't say family in it, but I mean, still, I mean, it's still, I think it's a better, more, because it expands on the character of Riddick more. I just liked it better.
Yeah, there's a ton of those now. I think there used to not be, but I think just with the way we are in the world where anything decent gets a sequel, there's a lot of sequels that are better than the original.
You know what?
Now
I know this is sacrilege, but I would never say this. I enjoyed them both the same, and obviously I give the edge to the first one. But my brother, he actually does enjoy Ghostbusters 2 more than Ghostbusters 1.
That's fair. I like them both the same, so I could see that.
I give the first one just a slight edge because there is more raw comedy in it, but it's still, I mean, it's Ghostbusters 2 is good as fuck.
Winter Soldier's definitely better than Captain America.
100%.
No doubt about
That's a good one. That's a really good one. Yep. Avengers 2 sucks balls next to Avengers, so Age of Ultron's not going to happen.
Yeah, X2 you could say is better than X-Men. I think that'd be a fair.
Yeah, X2 is way better. Spider-Man 2 is better than Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Some would argue Empire Strikes Back is better than A New Hope.
You know, I think it is these days. Like, I think it is. Empire's my favorite. Definitely over Return.
I love Return of the Jedi just because the whole Vader redemption scene. But Empire is a fucking awesome. It's not because I'm going to quote Clerks, though. Because Empire just makes more sense. The way that everything happens. Because that's what life is. Just a bunch of disappointments after the other.
Or you could quote Scream 2. And he'd be like, that's a trilogy. It doesn't count.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Well, Scream 2 would definitely not be on my list for better than Scream.
Oh, hell no. Some people think Scream 2 is the best.
Then again, you know what? Crazy. I'll tell you something controversial. What about this? Nightmare 2 over Nightmare 1?
That I can get on board with. I'm not sure I'm ready to get in the car, but I will rub the car as it drives by and say,
I'll just take it to the gas station. I'll come back and pick you up if you're feeling better.
Yeah, I gotta think on that.
Wait a second.
Yeah, I can't go all the way with her, but I could say that I understand and I appreciate someone.
I give you my silent support, but I cannot back you in this war.
Just because Nightmare 2 doesn't get enough credit. Sean Fleck, cool name by the way. It says, "Hey dudes, I've made an intro for you guys to use on vids and live streams, but Gmail won't let me send it. How do I get it to you? As I don't have social." I got your email, man. I just didn't have a chance to respond to it. I think there's what you can do is upload it to YouTube, set it to unlisted, save the link, and just send me the link and email. And I have a way I can go in and I can download that video. And then after I download it, you can delete it or do whatever you want to with it. But yeah, I look forward to seeing it.
He doesn't know how to send it. It's like crows travel along the west winds. Messenger buds. The night winds.
Mercurio 80 says, "Congrats, Jay and April, but we all know Mike is the real love of your life." Yeah, I didn't get a ring.
It's obvious, true. I mean, that's what I said. You know, these are all just sham. I mean, his marriage is a sham. This engagement's a sham. I mean, at the end of the day, if things really hit the fan, we just fucking leave them and go do something else and be free in San Francisco.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah, yeah.
We'd suck each other's dick on the Golden Gate Bridge, bitch.
Yeah, if only people were so open to it back in the day, we could have had everything.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Reminds me of that lyric in the Eminem song. It's like, for years, me and Dre been fucking with hats off.
yeah. It'd be funny if April had said no. Though she's like, I can't because you're in love with Mike and we both know it. And I'm like, God damn it, April! It doesn't have to be this way.
Hi, I can see my gremlin daughter
I thought she
in the
could hear
fridge
me
right now. Just so you know, you're on camera, sweetheart. Don't know if you want to be, but you are. As me and Jay talk about our relationship.
Yeah, we shouldn't talk about that so loud.
It's okay. She probably has headphones in. It's fine.
Her pants match my shirt that I'm wearing underneath this blue sweater. Except mine's a darker pink.
Hey, I'm just happy she has clothes on.
Oh yeah, that would be bad. That would be something that would be called deletion. That would be called a deletion video.
Oh yeah, that would be bad on multiple levels. So many levels. That would be horrifyingly awful on. I love you.
That'd be like an episode of The Osbournes. Like what the fuck, Sarah?
Yeah, we'd be the head picture on one of those ads you see on Twitter where it's ever so like 10 photos that went horribly wrong.
By the way, I know this is unrelated, but dude, listen to this. It's crazy as shit. I read somewhere about Robert Downey. I didn't read the whole article, but there was somebody linked it. But it said the part of it, the part I read was when Iron Man came out, the first Iron Man in 2008, Robert Downey was paid below average, what the average was for an actor, because he was trying to repair his career, and he wasn't considered a marquee actor at the time anymore. Less than $500,000 to do the role.
He got paid less than $500,000 for Iron Man. He was
paid below the normal limit. And then they said that after he took and moved around and moves, he made total. What he made with Iron Man was $480 million at the end of it.
Good.
Yeah, no, he deserves it, but that's what happened. That's just insanely, And I hope the comeback story happens for Mel Gibson.
Yeah, I do too.
But I don't know if it ever will. But it is what it is.
It won't. He's in a couple movies that are coming out this year, but they're probably going to be like.
Well, they're always indie, And I'm not saying they're. I mean, I like that Santa Claus movie that he did. I've liked the what was it, Fat Man or whatever, or Fat Boy. Yeah, that was a good fucking movie. But he's in some good shit, but he'll never get what. I mean, this guy should be like in major blockbuster fucking movies, dude. Like huge blockbusters. And I was trying to watch The Hangover the other day, and I almost had to like just forget. I wound up. Well, I still like it, but I had to. It's one of those things because you find out that half the cast said, "Fuck him, we're not going to have Mel Gibson in our movie." And the director, because he wanted the director, can't remember his name, the one that did not Suicide Squad, the one that did Joker,
Todd Phillips.
Yeah, Todd Phillips was the one that was thought Mel Gibson would be a really good addition to the cast, but he said more than half the cast said no way, and they think they linked it. A lot of people thought Bradley Cooper was the culprit. It was actually Zach Galifianakis that was leading it and saying no way. I was like, but here's the weird thing: you had a convicted fucking rapist in your first movie, in Mike Tyson, literally convicted of rape. You had him in it, but because Mel Gibson is a dumb shit that got drunk and said some really terrible things years fucking prior, you were like, no way, that man will not be in the same set with me. That's a crit much.
That's why that conversation died down real quick. Because the second someone said, "Oh, but you were cool with Mike Tyson, right?" They were like, fuck.
I just wish Todd Phillips had been like, nah, fuck you, it's my movie. So yeah, but they were. I think he was afraid that they couldn't replace. Because Zach Galifianakis had become such a hit in the first movie, they couldn't like move forward without him.
Yeah,
but he said that everybody, including Bradley Cooper, the one guy that I don't give a shit, the one that nobody cares about, and
Ed Helms.
No, Ed Helms. No, you care about Ed Helms, the other guy, the kind of useless character, the one that was they were throwing the bachelor party for in the first one.
No, that's Ed Helms. Yeah,
is that
the one getting married? Yeah,
I thought Ed Helms was the guy with the glasses. That gets with Heather Graham.
But he is. But he was the one getting married in the first one.
No, he wasn't. It was the other guy.
Oh, no. You're right. It was. Yeah, I know who you're talking about now. Yeah.
But it makes me sick, dude. That's the kind of cancel culture woke shit I fucking hate. I'm like, dude, it's just the bottom line. You're a hypocrite. I mean, you can't say one thing and virtue signal and say fuck Mel Gibson and then have a convicted rapist on your movie. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that I know he was convicted, Mike Tyson, but I know that he was also fucked over because Robin Givens, that whole thing was a mess. With what happened, and I feel like he was taken advantage of. He said he didn't do it, but he got convicted. So
right. Well, and it's just the whole problem is like, was what Mel Gibson did shitty? Yeah, fuck yeah. You can't say that shit. You know what I mean? Of course it was, but it's been years, and like when Chris Brown is topping record charts, and he's openly known.
R. Kelly's still on Spotify.
that he beat the shit out of women, out of Rihanna specifically.
Yeah.
But no, that's cool. But like, no, Mel Gibson yelled some anti-Semitic shit at some cops 1,000 years ago.
And he was,
so
and again,
fuck him for
it's
life.
not an excuse. He shouldn't have said it, but the point being is, and we've all been there. Everybody's had really, really fucking terrible moments in their life, especially when alcohol is involved. And he said some stupid fucking shit.
Yeah,
That's obvious. And then,
Yeah.
but I think on top of that, what was compounding the situation was he's also was going through that really bad divorce with his ex, and there was voicemails that had leaked out. And again, I was like, this should be private between them anyway. And then they leak out bullshit, and he says a lot of terrible things. Again, I'm not like saying it's okay for what he said, but I'm not going to condemn him for shit that he said under the influence of alcohol, and he was a fucking idiot for saying them, obviously. But he's apologized. He's been on hand and knee crawling through dirt and shit for a while now. I mean, at some point you got to be like, hey, if you're going to give someone like Mike Tyson a chance for redemption and Robert Downey Jr. and all this shit, why not him too? I mean, I don't know.
Exactly. No, I totally agree with you, dude. Ben Wolf says, congrats, Jay. Do you think the Halloween franchise can survive without Laurie or another Strode family member involved?
Absolutely. It'd be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think there'd be any problem whatsoever. Because here's the thing. While Laurie Strode and the Strode family are a central part of the movie, and it's obviously a huge part of it. I mean, it really is a huge part of it. But at the same time, Michael Myers has become the beast from the East. Like, that's what, I mean, it's Batman. I mean, here's the thing. It's almost like this. The creation of Michael Myers was so like endearing to fans, and people have grown to love the character so much of Michael Myers that it's become bigger than all the other people around it. It's almost like now the Strodes and Laurie Strode are in a way kind of the supporting cast of a Batman movie or something, for say. Like, Batman is the main star, then you have the villains, and the villains are like a supporting cast around him.
And let me ask you this. I mean, when you really break it down to bare bones, dude, like, what does Laurie actually like? I know I love Jamie Lee Curtis. Like, I love
she brings activity to it. Okay, shut the fuck up. That's a very important thing.
But what specifically does Laurie Strode bring to the franchise other than being in the original and having this tie to Michael Myers? Like, what specific thing about that character, nothing against Jamie Lee Curtis, can't be done with any other character? I mean, other than being in the original.
She was there from the beginning. She is a really good actress, and then on top of that, I think that the idea for a lot of people, and I agree, I mean, and definitely when Halloween Ends comes out, I hope it goes down in the way that I think should go down, where she's like the Van Helsing attacking and going after her big, well, she's more like Ahab, and Michael Myers is Moby Dick, and they go down to get, I think they should have a big giant like fight, and they both wind up killing each other. I don't know, but maybe that's why.
I just think that after this, though, after Halloween Ends, like, I want it to move on. What I would like is for them to either go back into the storyline and like tie up some shit, or if you want to start anew, don't make a remake. Like, let's take the character of Michael Myers and give him an entirely new story. You know what I mean? Like, with a new person to chase, with a new fucking whatever.
It's just kind of hard to go back and fuck with his origins, or not his origins, but his motivations too.
Yeah, that's why I think Halloween 9 would be a great place to start if you didn't have all that baggage from Halloween 8 or
whatever. I thought it was cool to have it where it was kind of like, I don't remember which script it was, but remember he was going to be executed and then he broke out.
Halloween Returns.
That was fucking great. I was like, man, that's the movie they should use.
It's beautiful because it's not like, so they still have to deal with the current familial saga of Michael Myers in that movie, and you've got the old character,
but it's not focused on.
Well, yeah, but then when it ends, Michael's so fucking mad at what this town has done. This town has come together to kill him, and they were going to kill him in front of everybody, that he writes on the wall in blood, Haddonfield will never be safe again. Or something to that effect, or this town will never be safe again. That opens it up to everybody's in fucking danger, and we don't have to worry about, oh, what are you going to do with Laurie? What are you going to do with this character? No, you're all fucked.
What if he wrote that in cursive? He's like, who fucking taught him that? He was like all fancy about it. Like, that's so amazing.
Yeah, it's a great question, Ben. But yeah, I definitely think it can and needs to move on without Laurie after this. Jerry Ramey, he says, with that hairline, how could she say no? Seriously, cheers, lad. Was going to super chat anyway. Just don't ask Chalice for marriage advice.
Yeah, I would never. First off, and my hairline is definitely the truth. That's what got me her for sure. I mean, like, what's the best about it is that if the TV ever goes out, we can buy a projector and use my forehead as the screen. It's really good to have. But no, yeah. I would never ask Dr. Chalice. I mean, that's the only time I would ask Dr. Chalice anything is how to get rid of the weird rash that's on my nutsack.
I can help you with that too.
I'd rather. Well, actually, maybe I wouldn't, because he's like, "What you got? What?" Well, he's like, "What you got to put on there is like some olive oil, and then just run around in the grass."
You gotta let someone suck it out,
Yeah.
and it's got to be a stranger because if you know
Suck
him, the
that
magic
poison.
doesn't work. Tomo says Jay's off the market. What are you gonna do now, Mike? Well, I'm just, I think
Why do you think I'm off the market? Have you never heard of secret love affairs that no one ever knows about?
Yeah.
Come on, get real.
We call it our special shooting time.
Yeah, that's what he's like. Hey, honey, we got to do a sketch today. He's like, okay, and then me and Mike go up in the mountains and ice fish, like in Brokeback.
Honey, we need men time.
No, they weren't ice fishing. It was just fishing. I always think it's ice fishing when they go up there and they butt fuck, but it's actually in Utah or something. I can't remember.
They were herding cattle and shit.
Herding cattle, yeah, that's
fences. Yeah,
but then they always go on vacations.
That's
to fish or something.
Yeah. I'm going fishing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go fish for some butthole. I'll be back later.
Austin says, Jay, I wasted the good super chat on you. Congrats to you in April. Name your baby Sam Loomis.
Hooters. We wasted the good surprise on you. Yeah, I'm not. I don't like kids. I don't think I'm gonna have any babies, but yeah, if I ever did, I'm gonna name him. I'm gonna name him Gaius Julius Caesar. I don't.
Name him Guy Fieri.
I don't even know. I had this really dumb thing when I was a kid. When I was thinking about kids, I was like maybe in like mid or late 20s. I was like, if I have a girl, I'm gonna name her Constance Star Jones because it's a constant star. And I was like, how fucking stupid is that later on? Like, that's so goddamn dumb.
Might as well name her Osmosis Jones.
Yeah, and I was like, well, what about Aurora? It's like she would never be able to say it. She'd be like, Aurora. It's like, God, it's Aurora. Like Sleeping Beauty.
You never know, man, though. You never know. Never say never. You guys might pop out.
Well, I think if I had a son, I'd have to name him Jonathan Toller Jones III. But by the 5th, if he keeps doing that tradition, that motherfucker better be a king somewhere. Because that's so like, because you could call him Trey too, but Jesus Christ, Trey Jones. That sounds like an out of work rapper that's just begging for Eminem to notice him on fucking TikTok. My name's Trey Jones. Eminem, please listen to me.
I'm honestly surprised that Cody's not like named his kids after the 3 ninjas. Like I think that would be fun.
Oh yeah,
and he's got the
Colt,
boys to do
Rocky,
it.
Tum Tum.
Yeah, Colt, Rocky, and Tum Tum.
But I don't remember what Tum Tum's real name was.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't even know what Colt's real name was or Rocky. I just know he loved Emily.
Rocky loves Emily. Vinny C. Steramonte says, congrats on your engagement, Jay, in April. Many years of happiness. A dad joke for the newly engaged couple. If Rambo was a cook, why couldn't he make any omelets?
I don't know.
He can't find your fucking eggs.
I like that, Vinny. You invited to the wedding shower. The bridal shower. I don't even know what they have. I don't even know what that shit is.
Bridal
it's
shower?
So long.
Do they do bridal showers? I think it's just...
they do like they bring like naughty gifts. I think for the woman.
Is that a shower?
Like,
I think that's
panties and shit. I might be. I don't know.
I think that's just the bachelorette party.
No, I thought they had bridal showers.
Hey, will you ask April if I can come to the bachelorette party?
No, he said, "Can he come to the bachelorette party?"
There's a delay. I can't hear what
Can he come to the bachelorette party?
Can Mike come?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's not going.
Sweet.
He's not. She said you have to wear a skirt. Well, that's fine. That's like Rocky Horror Picture Show. Tim Curry did it.
The next words out of my mouth were going to be, "I'm wearing panties," just to make it legit.
You could be like Brody in Mallrats when you put panties on over your jeans. Like, I would have made a hot chick.
Yeah, hey, it's 2022. I can go to the fucking bachelorette party and the bachelor party.
Yeah,
I'll do both.
I've seen Tu Wong Fu. You're gonna make an ugly fucking woman.
I
can live with that. I'll be a drag princess.
I ain't gonna lie though, I folded. Eduardo Santiago, thanks, buddy. He says, for April, for Jay, L for Asgard. Wait, I mean Wham for Wham. Wham like fam.
And together, we will finally rule Greece.
Booster Seat said Jay got April O'Neil.
I know, it really is. I wish my name was Casey because my last name is Jones.
Troy Grubb, thanks, buddy. He says, congrats, Jay and April. Really happy for the both of you.
Thank you. Means a lot. And
Sean,
you'll definitely get that $20 for saying that. That'll be in your mailbox later.
Sean Fleck. I don't know why I wanted to do that. I like his name. It says, thanks, dudes. You both have gotten me through the toughest of times. I love you, dudes, and listen to your shit every day at work. I hope you dudes love it, and I hope it's good enough. Congrats, Jay. Much love from me and the Wham fam.
Hey, thank you so much, man. Appreciate that.
Bro, Sean. I hope I'm saying your name right.
I don't know why you're listening to us at work, though. If I listened to us at work, I would actually fucking put my ears out with a hot poker and then just ask to stay longer.
I would never listen to us anywhere if it were me,
dude. If I swear to God, I've listened to our shit before. I was like, this fucking sucks.
I have to edit our fucking videos, dude.
I know. I don't feel. I feel like so happy that I don't do that at all, dude. Because I would probably be like, the channel's over. Like the first time I saw the edit, I'd be like, nah, I don't want to do it anymore.
I can't listen to this shit
because we look like horses' ass.
Jay Ramey, thanks, buddy. He says, if we get Burton versus villains, solo Keaton films, I'd like to see Will Patton as Mr. Freeze. Who are your villains castings? I like that. I like Will Patton as Mr. Freeze
would work. I can see that.
He has that tragedy written on his fucking face, you know?
Yeah. You know what I feel like? I feel like what we can do is I feel like these are really good conversations to have after we've reviewed all the Batman movies up to the Batman, and after the Batman releases and we give the review and we have some good sexual parties with that review, we could do extra videos with naming villains of like what we would like to see in a future Batman film.
Yeah. Yeah. I do think I think you're right. I mean, we have a whole Joker video. There's a lot of the Batman villains. They can just go so many goddamn places.
I still think it should be lesser known. I still think Victor Zsasz. I'm talking about Red Hood. Like, get us some Black Mask. I feel like the Ben Affleck one would have been great and have Deathstroke as the main guy. That'd have been fucking awesome. But
yeah, the main thing I think, and this isn't really answering your question because it's already been there, but I would just love to see Ewan McGregor come back as Black Mask again. But he can't because they blew him to fucking smithereens.
Well, I never watched that movie. But
so good, dude.
Dude, I think that would be a really good. Someone like a Black Mask or someone or Victor. No, Victor's maybe not Victor Zsasz, but maybe the dude from The Guest.
Dan Stevens.
Dan Stevens.
He'd be good in a lot of fucking roles too. You know, like a lot of roles.
I know he's right because he was so psychotic in The Guest. He was so fucking badass and awesome. I almost feel like I could even see him as someone like Deathstroke. And
you know, sometimes they cast better than you can.
Like Maginelli would have been awesome too.
Yeah, he would have been. But I mean, like, think about, like, we would have never said Colin Farrell is the Penguin, but here we fucking are, and it's a great idea.
That motherfucker's dedicated to fucking donuts and shit because he has definitely put the weight on. But I know most of it's a bodysuit.
Yeah,
but it's so weird to be an actor and he puts on 45 pounds or whatever he put on for the role, and they're like, "Yeah, you're only going to be in it for probably 15 minutes."
Yeah, yeah.
But we promise you that you'll be in the second one. Wink.
Apparently, he didn't put any weight on it because he did some show called like the North Star or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And he said it was so bad on his body, he's not doing it again.
Yeah, I think I did read somewhere that he couldn't do it. But I mean, I'm pretty sure that I'll be pissed if they kill off Colin Farrell's Penguin in this. If they kill off any of the villains, I've always had I mean, we're gonna be reviewing it in a little bit, but Batman Returns and Batman, I've always had a problem with that. They always killed off the fucking villain.
Yeah.
You killed off Joker. And then they killed off Penguin. I'm like, what the fuck is you doing, dog?
Well, they didn't.
What are you doing?
Here, I'll give you one though, just because you asked, and like, I just think that this would be so fucking cool if because he played Batman before. But dude, I would just love, in the crust of my butts, man, I would love to see Christian Bale play Joker. Fuck like that. American Psycho Christian Bale.
Disgusting. No.
You're a fucking liar, dude.
I don't want that at all. Dude, I don't want to hear lispy ass Joker fucking talk about how he's gonna rain down chaos. Like, I'm gonna rain down chaos.
You're thinking you're talking about one role. He's not gonna do Joker as Batman.
First off, American Psycho's too clean. He would never. That's okay, but that's a way clean. Joker is supposed to be an anarchist, like in a crazy motherfucker. The American Psycho, yes, he's crazy, but he's more controlled. Crazy, like not like crazy.
No, I'm talking about when he lets it go, when he's holding the fucking chainsaw, like eating bits and pieces out of girls, and he's like screaming with blood all over his face. You know what I mean? Like crazy Christian Bale.
I don't know. Well, first off, it's really Christian Bale would. I think Christian Bale, he'll never come back to any kind of Batman movie, no matter what.
Probably not. No, I just think it would be amazing to see. It would be crazy. It's like that dude played Batman and Joker.
Wouldn't it be crazy though to see it in the DCEU, the Flash movie? If you don't just get Michael, I know it's not going to happen, but if they do it like a Spider-Man No Way Home, and then you have Michael Keaton, if you have all the different Batman that played Batman showing up. George Clooney even fucking shows up with his nipple suit.
It's just, dude, I'm worried about that.
That's
actually.
the one
Like,
guy. By the way, George Clooney is the one Batman that needs a redemption movie fucking bad. Like, he needs a redemption Batman.
I don't know. I don't think
Dude, he's an awesome actor, and he was great in Dusk Till Dawn. I don't feel like it was his fault. I feel like that was studio involvement, force feeding them. They're like, you got to sell toys, motherfucker. So suck this dick.
No, yeah, that's what it was. But think about this: like, what has George Clooney done? Like, I
Well,
mean, honestly,
Dusk Till
like late
Mamma
in his
Mia.
career, though.
No,
that
he
was
didn't
Pierce
do Mamma Mia.
Brosnan.
That wasn't him.
But yeah, what has George Clooney really done? Like, he's a good actor. I'll give you that. Like, when he's on screen,
Ocean's
he's
11.
good. Ocean's 11, he was good in that stuff. But like, what like has he done that's really been just insanely fucking good other than Dusk Till Dawn?
No, that would be it. But Dusk Till Dawn is an insanely good movie. I mean, I don't know.
And that was like 1,000 years ago.
But I still think he's a better actor than what they made him do in Batman and Robin.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I think everybody was. Fuck. Jonathan Mann, thanks, buddy. He says, Jay, get the wedding singer from Old School, please. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit fucking whatever it was. I see the fucking
I really
look in
fucking
your
need you
eyes.
tonight.
Yeah.
And then he's like, huh? Yeah.
My favorite reaction.
I would
is
love
Will
to get
Ferrell.
that guy.
Will Ferrell's talking to his wife. He's like, did he? No, I'm sure he didn't.
Oh, he's drinking something. He's like, because he said, I fucking need you tonight.
Oh shit. That would be fucking hilarious. Marcus Myers, Ghostface Crazy Psychopath channel. Appreciate that. Thank you. That's a mouthful, just like I am. Austin Crease, thank you. He says, congrats, Jay. Can't wait to hear both of your thoughts on Batman Returns. It's my third favorite Batman film.
I bet I know what your second one is. Dark Knight. Because it's either the Dark Knight is either going to be people's number one, or it's going to be their second. Yeah, I think so. Generally speaking, it's always going to be number one or number two for people.
I think you're right about that. Yeah, I do. It's going to be hard to rank them. When
I love the Dark Knight, but we'll have to wait till we get there. Okay, we're going to save our thoughts on these movies because I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, we got to hold on for one more day. They call me Mr. Stamp. Says there's a cute girl that works at a gas station down the road where I live. I get butterflies in my stomach when I try to talk to her. Can Dr. Loomis give me some advice on how to overcome that?
Yeah, it's called liquid courage. You go in there, you get a tall boy or 40. If you're going to tell it like it is on the street. And I've been on the street. I know what they say. And you drink a little of that. And then you walk in there, you look her right in the face, and you say, you give me the bubble guts, and I like you. Would you like to go out to a nice evening with me or have a nice evening with me at the Olive Garden? I've got a gift card for $25, all you can eat. And you know what? If she says, no way, you're nasty. I'm like, you know what? Your vagina's nasty. I smelled it when I walked up here. But if she says yes, that's a keeper. Just, break the ice slowly. Talk to her. Find out her interests. See what she likes. If she's married or got a boyfriend, or if she says, my relationship status, I don't know if it's serious. Fuck her. Don't have sex with her. No, I said fuck her. Throw her away in the trash because she's trash. She'll cheat on you in a minute like Courtney Love. That's it.
TYIE says Batman vs. Jigsaw fan film. Would you watch?
Yes.
Batman vs. Jigsaw.
I feel like Jigsaw is actually more like I think there's a villain called the Toy Maker. I think that's the villain.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Toy Maker, and then and I also feel like he could be Toy Maker, or he could be even not Calendar Man. There's another one too. Mad Hatter. Yeah. And I because Mad Hatter also creates really elaborate fucking traps and craziness too. I'd watch that. I almost feel like Saw is one of Batman's villains. I feel like Jigsaw could be easily, even though Jigsaw is actually technically the name Jigsaw is one of the villains of Punisher.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking. So I was confused about that. But yeah, dude, you're absolutely fucking right. Jigsaw as a Batman villain, holy shit, that's amazing.
That'd be a great idea.
That'd be awesome so cool. Watch the shit out of that. Tyler Rumfeld, thanks, buddy. He says daily donation, boys. Put her in the old vice, Tyler. He says, random question. What do you think Loomis would think of Jason in the movies? That is pre-zombie Jason.
Like, I mean, I guess you're not asking. I feel like Loomis, as far as like as a character, like thinking about Jason.
Yeah.
I think he just thinking he was a big dumb shit that lived out in the fucking lands and ate his own poop.
I think if Loomis saw that Jason, if Donald Pleasance's Loomis saw
Yeah.
Jason, I think he would just fucking retire. Like
I think that
this is too much,
honestly
you
he
know?
was just, well, first off, if you're talking about the supernatural, like where he's full on like
Mhm.
I mean it's full on like a supernatural Jason. Yeah, Loomis like you need to call the Ghostbusters because I'm out of my field here. Because this
Except for-
motherfucker's not alive.
He'd get real poetic about it though. He'd be like, "My heart can't take it."
I saw
He's like,
him
"I gotta
come
go."
out of the woods and he ate bullets like they were chips. That is not a man. That is a machine, a monster. I think that Loomis would say, I'm not fucking with that. Like, I don't make enough money. I'm not
Yeah.
doing it.
I think he would honestly retire. Not that he's not a good person. I just think he would realize this is too fucked up for me. I'm just the man.
Well, like, I feel like he thinks that Michael Myers, like, look, I'm in the welterweight. All right. I don't need to go up to the heavyweight on his, you're not going to throw me up. Like, I feel like Jason be like a heavyweight and Michael Myers is more like a welterweight. But I mean, I still think I think Michael versus Jason, depending on which Michael and Jason you use, Michael's going to give him a run for his money because of the, Michael's smoother and can think, and he
he's
has
smarter.
But if a straight up fist fight, straight up one-on-one, Jason
Yeah.
fucks him up every which way.
Now Loomis would have one edge though. I think Loomis would actually be a little bit excited because Loomis would be like, he's obviously got mommy issues, so maybe I can actually crack this son of a bitch.
Yeah, he could do that one thing. Remember Bill and Ted when they have Sigmund Freud at the end of the movie, they're on stage and he's talking to Ted. And he's like, Sigmund Freud's being interviewed by the detective, and he's like, "Tell me about your mother." I was like, "Enough about my mother."
Why always trying to tell me to fucking goat, dude? Oh, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, you're freezing a little bit.
Hmm.
Someone's been taking dumpy on your internet these past couple streams. Every
No,
once in a while, you'll
the
go,
AT&T guy's been working on power lines.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Austin Crease says Dark Knight is my number 4. Still love it though. Still,
If
I
that's
appreciate
the case
that.
because I was going to say you really can't include Batfleck because he didn't really have a solo movie at all.
True.
You can't. So I'm just gonna like fucking Madame Cleo your shit. Your first would be Batman 89. Your second would be, I swear to God, dude. I don't know why, but I feel this in my right nut, not my left, but my right. Batman Returns. No, Batman Forever is your second, and Batman Returns is your third.
Is that the one that doesn't grow hair?
Huh?
Is that the one that doesn't grow hair?
Yeah, that's the one.
It's my favorite.
You licked it. I know. It's the quickest way to get me off. But no, here's the thing. Yeah, I do not. Well, I could be wrong because I think Batman Begins. I can't tell you because we're not there yet. But I do feel like Batman Begins does not get enough credit at all.
True. Yeah. And who knows? There's some people that love the 66 Batman too. So that could be it too. That could be in there. Like some people have a special place for that.
Yeah.
No doubt. Or if you're including Mask of the Phantasm, some people put that. Now we're not including that in our list because we're sticking to the fact
The
of
live action, yeah. But that is a great fucking movie. I went to the theater and saw that when it came out.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Everybody always brings up Mask of Phantasm. It was funny when I mentioned on Twitter. I was like, "Hey, we're gonna review all the Batman movies, starting with '89 and going up to The Dark Knight Rises." Because the only reason we're not including Batman vs Superman is because we just covered that in so much depth, like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So there's no point in going down that road again. Now I think you can include it in the ranking personally because it starts with Batman. It's Batman versus Superman. I mean, technically that's a Batman movie, but I don't know.
But it's still focusing more on the whole ideology of God versus man. I don't know. I never. I feel like Batman was a supporting character that got a larger role afterwards because the studio demanded him have a larger role.
We'll have to make that a poll on one of the socials. Like, do you guys want us to include that in the ranking or not? But I think
gonna say yes because they know how much we love it. I mean, we're gonna suck Zack Snyder's dick till we swallow all of his babies.
But I think it makes the list more interesting though. And if you don't like it, you can just pretend it doesn't exist. It's a Fugazi. Hey, Fugazi.
Yeah, that was actually an ad lib that he did when he did that.
Yeah, I know. Because
that's crazy. Because you could actually see in that scene when Leonardo DiCaprio, he's like, he was like, "You gonna say fucking God?" Like, bitch is having a fucking panic attack or something.
That's probably what it's like just to hang out with Matthew McConaughey too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, so somebody told him I think Zach Between Two Ferns was like, "Hey, if you and Woody Harrelson are in the same room, is there a shortage of someone not hacking or hacky sacking somewhere?" Because you feel like they fucking like hacky sack all day.
Yeah. Matthew P says Jay kind of looks like Michael C. Hall. Sequel better U.S. Marshals. Mike, the wiping of the knife was a Stu thing, not Billy. Double hand stab too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I could see a little Michael C. Hall in you. Is that Dexter?
I think is that Dexter? I thought Michael C. Hall was. Maybe it is Dexter. I don't know. I thought it was the
Michael
dude from
C.
Weird
Hall
Science.
is it's Dexter. I don't see it at all. I don't see it at all.
You know what it is? Chicks cannot hold they smoke. What's that guy's name? Anthony Michael Hall. That's who I was thinking
that's
for.
the
Yeah,
one.
that's like when he said
Evil
Hall,
dies tonight.
I was like, chicks cannot hold they smoke. They just can't do it. He don't even have a license, Lisa. I really wish in Halloween Kills they had just done one scene with that. He's like, Michael Myers is driving around killing people. It's like, he don't even have a license, Lisa. He came out the bar drunk.
Yeah, it's Lori. Yeah.
It's like, anybody with a haircut like that's an asshole. You already know he's an asshole.
Matthew said, sorry for my super chat being all over the fucking place. No, I get it, man. I get it.
Good.
I think what you're saying is that Ghostface in the movie is just another hint that it could have been Stu, in which case I agree with you, my friend. Mercurio 80 said,
with the fingers.
He does the literal, like the thing in the movie.
I haven't seen the movie yet, but I know that in Scream 5 they do a throwback to that.
Yeah,
where one killer is doing the thing with the fingers.
Speaking of which, it comes out on demand on March the 1st. If you want to watch it for the first time on a commentary.
I mean, I don't want to, but
oh yeah, I'm sure you guys.
Yeah, she likes Scream, and I was like, she's like, can we please like shut up? And she's like, but okay, well, who will have sex with you? I'm like, oh, fuck, you got a point.
It's one of those movies that when you go in and watch it though, like it doesn't do anything crazy, dude. Like it doesn't. It's just a Scream movie. So like if you go in wanting to love it, like if you go in like very open and like you just want a good Scream movie and that's all you need, you'll love it. But I think you're gonna fucking not like it. That's why
the main thing that takes away from me, and I know, and I haven't seen it, so I'm not gonna judge it too harshly. But the whole fucking hallucination thing, I rolled my eyes so hard I broke a ring off fucking Saturn. I'm like, because it's like you guys are so desperate to bring back Skeet. Like you got to come up with some kind of fucking. I know it's not supernatural, but it's just going. I feel like it goes against the whole fucking flavor of Wes Craven. That this supernatural, this imagination thing. I don't know. And again, people might not have seen it, so I don't want to fucking talk about it too much. But what I read, I was like, no, man.
See, I like that part a lot because
I know because you liked. I mean, I like Skeet, but I mean, I was like, I like the first movie. I think the first movie is glorious, and I think it's great. It's legend for a reason. But they dead. They stay in dead.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna like the movie, Jay.
6 feet, I don't go to sleep.
Go to sleep 6 feet deep.
Yeah, 6 feet deep. M&M on you.
Suck a dick to be me for a second. Mercurio 80 says
that's what Matthew Lillard was thinking when he saw that Skeet Ulrich was cast. Suck a dick for a second to be him.
Mercurio 80 says George Clooney would be an awesome older Bruce Wayne in a Batman Beyond movie. I could see that.
Yeah, that would be. He actually almost. The gray hair, the turtleneck that he wears, awesomely.
He's still just so damn handsome, though. Like he doesn't even look old.
Guy.
Colton Candler, love you, dude. He says, "Congrats, Jay. Did you guys see Jackass? Funny as hell. I haven't got a chance to see it."
No, well, I was gonna go see it. Actually, we had planned. I was gonna go see Jackass, and Mike was gonna go see another movie, and we were gonna do some separate reviews. I think actually you were gonna go see it too, but the weather got really bad and I couldn't make it. But the thing is, it kind of sucks for me, and I don't know if everybody feels like this, but I feel like Jackass should have been a movie that should have released simultaneously on stream and movie theaters, because I don't, it's just one of those movies that it's like. It's a good, I mean, it's cool, and I'm glad that everybody gets to see him one more time, but I don't feel like it should be exclusive in theaters. I feel like you could have released that on Paramount or something else and made a good amount of money, maybe even more money than they're going to make in theaters, because they were going against bigger movies.
I typically really disagree with you on that stance, but when it comes to Jackass, I completely agree. The only reason to watch Jackass in a theater would be to laugh along with everybody else. Right. And let's be honest, when you go to the movies now, there's only like 4 people in there.
Well, not to mention, look at the fact that it started out as an MTV show. So it was already on TV to begin with. I mean, yes, I understand Jackass 1, 2, and 3 were on in the movie theaters only, but that was before, the virus was butt fucking everybody across the country and the world. So now that it did, and it has, and it, it in some ways continues to do so in other situations, but why not? It's for that movie anyway. I feel like it's one of those movies that are a prime example of this is almost made for streaming, a simultaneous release with theater.
I totally agree with you. That should have been. And I want to see it. Like, I do want to see it. But what happened was So I had so the day we were supposed to get hit with a really bad ice storm, and it
Mm.
turned out to just be one of those things where the weather company was just trying to get ratings. I feel like because it wasn't jack shit. So the next day I took my kid, and the Cinemark that I always go to that I have like the rewards for and shit was closed because they couldn't get anybody to come into work, and the roads were fucking fine. So we
They were
went to
pretty
that.
shitty here, but I live out in the country.
Yeah, well, we went to that Lex Live that where they had Scarefest at that big place. Dude, that is fucking nice as shit. But because my kid was with me, apparently they
Oh
showed,
yeah,
like,
that no, it looked like a great theater experience. It was just a really shitty event.
yeah.
Place.
But Jackass apparently has a bunch of dong in it, so obviously I didn't take my 12-year-old to that. So we
No.
saw Moonfall instead, and we
It's
were
like, Daddy
basically-
can't take you to go see this because my mouth would water every time I saw a big wiener.
Yeah, I don't want to have to put a pillow over myself.
Mm.
All that wiener just hanging in front of dangly in front of my face. But yeah, so we went to see Moonfall, which by the way, we were one of 7 people to see.
Was it good?
in the whole world? No, it fucking sucked, dude.
I figured.
But I wish we could have seen Jack. But yeah, dude, that theater's nice. Like they don't just have the big cushy seats. Like you walk in from the top of the theater and walk down, and dude, when shit happens on the screen, your seat fucking rumbles. So you're like, oh,
That's badass. Yeah.
yeah. And then like there's a tray, like you sit down and there's actually a tray. If you want to eat some fucking buffalo wings, you can just pull the tray over top of you, and they don't have like waiters running around and all that shit. It's not annoying like Movie Tavern, but dude, it's fucking nice. Like it's super nice.
I mean, it looked. I mean, I was there, man. That looks like a great theater, but I mean, I don't live. Well, I don't live. That's like downtown though. I would never go there.
Well, I almost bought you and me, by the way, IMAX tickets for the Batman because they have an early showing. They're going to show it like a few days early on March the 1st. Well, Lexington Regal has an IMAX in it now, apparently. So I was going to do it, but Regal, dude, there was 2 front row seats in the front fucking row.
Fuck that, yeah.
You imagine front row at IMAX, dude? You just be like,
you come out looking like those monkeys with the big eyes.
Yeah.
It was great. I couldn't see shit. I saw Batman's boots, and they were not sponsored by Nike. He moved to Reebok.
Yeah, you bit off more than you can chew if you do that. So I was gonna buy him for Louisville, and I was like, "Fuck it, you and me will just drive to Louisville. We'll have a men trip." But then, like, it was like $50, and like there wasn't any good seats. And I was like, you know what? We'll just go see it with the people. God damn it, we'll see it at the same time the people do.
Yeah, you're starting to be like Louis the 15th or 14th. I am not going to mix with company that I deem unworthy.
Yes. Fuck the critics. But yeah,
it's like Leonardo DiCaprio and the Man in the Iron Mask. It's like, don't touch me, slave. And then when they replaced him with the good Leo, he was like, whatever offense I have done to you, I will make amends. And then like, you're not my king. By the way, the Man in the Iron Mask, if you guys have never seen that movie, go fucking watch it. That movie is really, really good. You've never seen it? It's basically the Three Musketeers. And then but it's mixed with some other political intrigue. One of the main guys is John Malkovich is Athos, and then the dude that played Jeremy Irons is also in it as one of the Musketeers.
It was back to me. It was when it's like that classic line from 4-Year-Old Virgin. He's like, man, I always thought of Damon as kind of a Streisand, but he's rocking this shit in this one. Back then, DiCaprio to me was still more of a Streisand. So I was like,
yeah, well, he's not much different in this one. I mean, he's very womanly, but he's still, his acting is really on point. But it's not really him. It's more of the split between the Musketeers and D'Artagnan. It's fucking, dude, you got to watch it.
Yeah, I might check it out then. I may do that.
I doubt you, sir, and I say your nipple will be on fire for life.
I move to strike. Jambos says, is it just me that enjoys Batman and Robin? Yes, Jambos.
You are alone in your boat.
You ride this winter storm without company.
You, sir, take your single candle and light it to Hades itself, only to find there is no ferryman, because you have lived a sinful life full of lies. On a throne of lies you sit. No, I mean, if you enjoy Batman and Robin, it is what it is. I mean, some people did, man. They were little kids, or even if you weren't a little kid, you could enjoy it. I mean, yeah, Kenner made a lot of fucking money.
I lied to myself.
Kenner Toys made a lot of fucking money, dude.
Yeah, dude. They did. I lied to myself when I watched it.
I couldn't.
I went to see it and I sat there and just like months and months of buying toys, and like this was like Batman and Robin and like the Power Rangers movie and that whole like time. It was really like the production and the ads and stuff and the toys, they were all ramped up towards the kids. So that was my first taste of just like real movie disappointment. And I just completely got lost in denial for both the Power Rangers movie and Batman and Robin. I sat there and I watched that big turd just unfold in front of me like it was a goddamn fortune cookie with a turd inside of it. And then when it was over, I just went,
it had terrible fortune inside of it. It's like, this will ruin Batman for years to come, and we didn't know. We didn't know then, but we should have. But
Mom was
to
like,
me,
"Did you
even
like it?"
as a kid, well, even as a kid, when I don't really want to do the review of this movie yet because I dread it. I dread watching this fucking movie. I see it like as suggested. I'm like, fuck. It's like going to get like a prostate exam. I just don't want to have it happen, but I know I have to. But I don't want to have it happen. But here's the thing about that. Even as a kid, I remember watching it, and even then, I was like, this is like one long 2-hour fucking commercial for toys and a cartoon. Like, that's all it was a fucking marketing ploy to sell fucking toys.
Yeah,
the back credit card and all that bullshit. Oh God, what you say? And then God, it was, even when I was a kid, dude, my nuts twisted up when I heard Arnold Schwarzenegger like talking about like, you know, killed the dinosaurs that I said. Oh God,
the I said
it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. The thing about Power Rangers the movie, I liked it because I knew it was. I mean, the Power Rangers TV show was meant to be corny and childish, and it was meant for kids, and that was fine. The movie just all it did was make them have cool costumes.
No, it took away their cool fucking costumes.
No,
They made them goddamn ninjas.
No, the ninja part was stupid. But when they got their when they got their powers back and they were like in the leather shit, I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but dude, everybody they promised us those fucking toys. They promised us those chrome Power Rangers, and those chrome Power Rangers are maybe the coolest toys that have ever existed in my eyes. God damn. And then you go see the movie and you don't even get regular Power Rangers. You get fucking Ninja Gaiden shit. I was like, what is this?
Well, they still, bullshit? I mean, those leather suits were pretty badass at the beginning.
Well, yeah, but then they spent half the time in the desert wearing
White Tiger
shrouds.
Back in the mix.
I hated it, dude. Yeah. But no, either what I was saying, like both times, like I got home and Mom's like, you know, did you enjoy your movie that you've been nonstop fucking asking for someone to take you to and crying and begging for 6 weeks? And I was like, I loved it. And inside, I buried that disappointment, like just deep down. Like those movies fucking sucked.
I think the worst thing about that movie really was Ivan Ooze. Ivan Ooze was fucking terrible. Like that whole storyline was shitty. And then the fact that he got rid of Lord Zed and Rita right away, like they were just pussy bitches that owed him money.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's dumb. That's dumb as fuck.
Courtney Reed says in Batman Returns, Batman wore the Air Jordan 6s. Yeah, I just read that, by the way. That's fucking awesome.
Did he? Oh, well, I know that Nike sponsored Batman 89 and this one. I wonder if they moved past them in Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, or if Nike still stayed on.
I just figured it was for comfort because he was tired of wearing those goddamn boots.
No,
they also gave him a zipper in this one, by the way.
Well, no, I know. I also we'll get into that because I don't want to talk about too much of this.
And I'm gonna have to take a pee in just a second because like I drank a lot of water and I'm in pain right now. Joey Henderson, thanks, buddy. He says Batman and Batman vs Superman and Zack Snyder's Justice League is the near perfect Batman. Yes, I would agree with that wholeheartedly. I don't think there's.
I think that Ben Affleck as Batman is yeah. I think it's absolutely what Bob Kane and Bill Finger imagined when they and also not just them, but I also think it was Frank Miller when he wrote The Dark Knight Returns. I mean, it's 100% accurately his movie. Frank Miller said based on the Nolan trilogy, he said that's not even close because Nolan had mentioned before that he tried to base his Batman, Christian Bale's Batman, on Dark Knight, Frank Miller, and he was like, no, that's not even close. He's like, that motherfucker talks with a lisp, and he sounds like he's like got like he needs some Banaka. But he was like, the Ben Affleck Batman is as close to the actual comic book of The Dark Knight Returns that Frank Miller wrote that he's ever seen. So yeah, I agree. Yeah. No, but personally, I still think I like Michael Keaton better. But that's because of growing up. That's my Batman.
Mm-hmm. And I think that one thing I do think Batfleck did a lot of really good shit. But I think that one thing about Michael Keaton is that he had that leather that suit is just like
it's iconic.
I'm sorry. When you mix that with I know Batfleck didn't have a totally CGI suit.
Batfleck. I thought you were talking about Batman.
No. I was talking about Michael Keaton. But like when you go back to Batfleck, like even though the suit looked cool, it's sort of had a CGI like feel to it. Yeah. And like nothing's cooler than Keaton in that.
Well, that symbol, that yellow and black bat symbol. I was like, why don't you have that on your chest, sir?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what it feels like? It feels like
Alex,
it was like a rough. It was like one of those. It was like he got that shit made for him, but he forgot to finish it up, and he had to put it on. He was like in a rush, so they just spray painted a bat symbol on him.
Yeah. All right, dude. I'm gonna take the first pee break tonight because I gotta go bad.
All right.
I'll
go ahead, Chad.
Just a minute. All right.
Oh, We've gotten big face now. Let me catch up on the chats. Guys, I'm so fucking far behind. I had to hold on. I gotta get down here. Okay. Atomic Punk 31 says Kevin Conroy is Batman in my head. Kevin Conroy is also I feel like he's unheralded and people don't really talk about him as much. But yes, Kevin Conroy is without a doubt the best voice. To me, Kevin Conroy is the voice of Batman. So when I watch a movie and I see Batman on screen, I always think of like, oh, they're gonna talk like Kevin Conroy because that's what I'm expecting when I see it, a new Batman, and then they don't. I'm like, well, Santa Claus isn't really either, so fuck it. But a Guardian Beardzer, Jay, did you propose as Dr. Loomis to April? No, I don't think that would have worked out so well. You want to get married? Let's get married. You don't? Then fuck you. You've wasted my time. Go back to Pennsylvania. Go ring your Liberty Bell. I'll sit here. And what about Michael? No, I didn't do that. Will McSwain says, Conroy brought a gravitas. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And it is interesting. Well, he also, the Batman the Animated Series came out after the success of Tim Burton's Batman. So they were in that same world as that Tim Burton had created in the first film. And then also the same music, Danny Elfman music was used. Yes, but Kevin Conroy was one of those guys that he's just awesome, man. Like, I mean, he really is great. And he really is the voice of Batman forever and always. He's the voice of Batman. Kenneth DeLapp says, Jay is that kid that lives down the block that you hang out with, but your mom is unsure of him. That sounds familiar. That's pretty much basically what it's like. It's like, I'm not sure about that boy. He's got figurines hanging on his wall. He's got posters up all over the place. He watches horror movies and other things like comic book stuff, and he collects them. I think you can make better friends, but he is a nice boy. I wonder if he's Christian. Guardian, let's see. That's a good question, Shane. Shane Rose says, do you think we will ever get a live action blue suit Batman? I think it's one of those things, situations is that I know, like in the comic books anyway, it was in the 70s, right? That Batman had the blue suit. And then obviously in the Adam West TV show and the movie, The Batman, or was it called Batman the movie that came out in the Adam West days, he had a blue suit. But I feel like it's always been a thing for like they're split on it, like the blue suit. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like it. I've never been a fan of it. It's kind of all right, but I mean, it's not. I just feel like it's so out there, but I don't think they'll ever do it. Maybe as a joke, maybe or something like it could be one of those moments where Alfred was like showing, if they do an origin story with Batman again, where Alfred is showing him the different bat suits that's possible that they can use, and then one of them's a blue suit, and he's like, no, I can't do that, or something. I could see that happening, but. 102 John says Mark Hamill as Jigsaw as a Batman villain could work. Yeah. And that's another one. We always talk about Kevin Conroy and how amazing he did with the voice work of Batman. But I mean, let's give some fucking credit to the Jedi Master himself, the green and blue lightsaber sexiness. Mark Hamill was incredible as the Joker. I mean, we always talk about the performances by Heath Ledger, Jack Nicholson, and Joaquin Phoenix now. Jared Leto, yeah, you can go back in the desert, figure out how to be a good Joker first. I know that he got a little redeemed with the Zack Snyder Justice League, but still. But we never talk about, and I don't feel like anybody ever does, like Mark Hamill. I think that Mark Hamill rivals, I mean, just the pure voice of he might be up there. He might be. I don't want to say number one, like live action representations. I mean, obviously you could throw up with Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger or Joaquin, but as far as like when I think of Joker, like, and most people here are saying when they think of Batman, they think of Kevin Conroy. I think of that voice that Mark Hamill brought to Joker. So Stephanie says, "Have you seen Boba Fett?" I have not seen Boba Fett. I have not. I should watch that. Is it good? Okay, here's the thing about Boba. Is it like good or is it fucking boring? And then it takes like 4 episodes to get going. Because I heard different things. I heard that it was really good, and then I also heard it is boring as shit and nothing really happens, and it's just kind of whatever. Colton Chandler says, "What's your favorite comic? Like ever, or just like a series, or what?" I mean, I feel like my favorite there's a really good comic book, and I don't know if you guys know of it. It's called Marvel's Ruins. It's really fucking good. Basically, what happens is in that particular comic book series is that everything that could go wrong went wrong. So the heroes have had something happen to them. Like the X-Men are all fucked up. The Avengers never really got to be the Avengers because the government didn't trust them and took out their Quinjet before they landed. It's literally one of the most depressing books I've ever read in my life, but it's still really good. It's one of those like disaster kind of like what if moments. I liked it though. The artwork's awesome too.
I love depressing comic books, dude. My favorite comic books of all time is the Death of Superman.
Dude, you should watch Ruins, or I mean, read Ruins, because Ruins specifically when they go into the X-Men, they like Quicksilver, for example, they cut off his arms and legs and they put him in prison, so he can't run now. And then they blind Cyclops, and then Marvel Girl, or basically Jean Grey, is a prostitute that sells herself for fucking money, and then Professor Xavier is the president because he can control people's minds, and then he goes into where they keep the his mutants or his former pupils, and he like one guy said in the comic book I remember, and it's fucked up. It really is a crazy fucked up situation. He's like, he stood up and he started jacking off, and then he was like, "You all come from this." Like, because all the mutants, I know it's fucked up. And I was like, God damn, is that fucking Bill Cosby?
Jambos, by the way, said, "Well, damn, nah, I get it. It's bad, but it's fun for me." Talking about the Batman and Robin thing. Hey, man, I love that you love it.
All right, well, I gotta go pee. But
all right,
enjoy your stuff, Ja. I didn't read any of the super chats because I was so far behind. I didn't know where we were.
No, you're good, and we're all caught up pretty much. So when you come back, we can start Batman Returns. Okay. But yeah, I'll catch up here on the shitty chat. Yeah, Killing Joke is a great one, JT Customs. I don't know why. I love comic book tragedies. Like that's why, I got the Death of Superman tattoo here. And when the guy that was tattooing me was talking about it took like fucking 7 hours. That's because there was a lot of smoke breaks involved more than anything else. But he had an idea. He was like, "You should do a whole sleeve of just comic book tragedies." And I was like, "That's a pretty dope idea." But right now I'm in so much pain that I never want to get another tattoo again. But no, he had a great idea. Like, I would love to do like the Bane breaking Batman's back, or Batman holding Robin, death of the family. Like a whole arm of comic book tragedies would be dope. I don't know if I want to dedicate my entire arm to it, but it's a cool fucking idea. The next tattoo I actually want to get is actually Deadpool blowing his brains out. There's one where he's blowing his brains out, and there's one where he's just got the swords, and it's like just says maximum effort, which would be pretty cool. But tattoo artists are so backed up because of COVID. Like, fuck, to get a goddamn appointment, it takes fucking ages. So, and it's expensive. It's super expensive to do. 3 Sheets to the Wind says, "Hey Mike, do you ever use Leatherface to role play in the bedroom?" I don't. I don't think my wife would like that very much. But I don't think I'd want to sleep with a woman who would like that very much. To be honest with you, that'd be so fucking gross. The worst thing about doing Leatherface, or really doing Michael too, is that the smell, because you sweat underneath it. And like you can't breathe, like your breath's all coming right back. It's not like wearing a fucking N95. I mean, the breath, the breathing that you do is just inside of that latex, and it's just like whenever I take it off, I'm just like, ah! Like it's horrible. And I feel like I don't know, I might even be allergic to it because I need to like shower as soon as I get done doing it. I need to like scrub it off. It just smells like you wore a condom on your face, and I know all about wearing condoms on your face. What? But no, I do want to get more tattoos. I just like getting small tattoos though. Like the big tattoos, they take so long, and by the end of it, you're in misery. And I had a fucking massive panic attack when he was doing this one. I don't know why. I think it was maybe because I drank a couple first, and then it was wearing off, and then like just all that blood, because there was a lot of blood with this one, because blood thinner, you're not supposed to do that. But like, Yeah, and I'm sitting there thinking like I'm gonna puke all over myself, all over this guy while he's doing this, and it was just a horrible experience. So I like smaller tattoos, not because of the pain, just because of, I think the stress of knowing you can't go anywhere. I don't like to feel trapped in a situation. So like a big tattoo where you're there for hours and like you can't just walk away from that. It gives me anxiety in this weird fucking way. That's funny as fuck that you said that, action, because that is the day that was born. We're in the fucking drive-through on the way to get that tattoo, and we're ordering food, and I was just sitting there. I was like, I'll have a toasted chalupa, chalupa, and I kept doing that to annoy my wife, and it worked. But I actually had a toasted cheddar chalupa, and I think that added to me feeling like I needed to throw up. But that's weird timing. That's serendipitous right there. Ooh, Clinton did a 4-hour rib tattoo. That had to fucking hurt, man. Yow. My wife got a rib tattoo, and she asked, like, she's tougher than I am, but she asked how that pain was going to be. And he was like, it's like giving birth. And I was like, fuck. I'm glad I'm not ever doing a tattoo on my goddamn ribs. I'm going to stick to the arm. I would get a neck tattoo. I kind of want one to go up the neck just so I can never, I always have to do this for a living because I won't be employed anywhere. And it's just like forcing it on myself. But I would like one that, because I'm going to sleeve out this whole arm. So I would like if it went all the way down, like maybe around the back or whatever. That would be rad as fuck. Blu-ray Addict. I have watched Justified. It's a badass fucking show. One of those shows that I watched the first few episodes of and loved it, and then got caught up in something else, didn't finish it, and now it's so daunting to go back that I just won't. But I hear Justified's coming back, so that would be fucking awesome. But I do need to watch that. It's based on our hometown here, Kentucky. And Timothy Oliphant's fucking badass, man. Liz got a 5-hour Spider-Man chest tat. Ouch. Fucking ouch. I enjoy the pain of tattoos in a weird way. Like I hate needles. Like I have a fear of needles. I don't like them, but like tattoos different. It's like outside the thing. So like it doesn't bother me. I actually enjoy slightly the pain of it, especially if you're getting a tattoo that means something to you. I know it sounds weird and fucked up, but like there's something that adds to that, the importance of it when it hurts a little bit. But after a few hours, you're like, okay, I'm over that fucking good feeling. I just want this to stop. Dog's having an asthma attack over there. Shane Rose said my rib tattoo was awesome until they got to the softer meat just below the ribs, and then it hurt like hell. Yeah, dude, when you're getting a tattoo, sometimes it's fine, and then when they get to that certain point, like when he went over this nub, like over this bone right here, it was like all of a sudden it was sharp. My pain is sharp, and I don't hope for a better world for anyone.
If I were getting a tattoo and it was really bad like that, I would say, Dad, go, serve yourself. Dad, go. Like Chip, Shrek. Sure as hell will, Chip.
Speaking of which, let's do it. Let's do fucking Batman Returns.
The one thing I want to say, first off, we all know, I mean, I'm sure you guys all know this now, but that guy that played Chip was fucking Leatherface in 2003's Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Which one's Chip?
The son.
Oh no, I didn't fucking know that.
You didn't know that? Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah, he was Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw Massacre the 03, and he was in the beginning. Leatherface. It's crazy.
That's nuts,
and then he was also in Unnecessary Roughness with Scott Bakula as one of the football players that defends him. Like that big fucking dude with the big chin.
That's a great movie. And by the way, D Mitch 14 says, Michael J, what's y'all's favorite toy growing up? It's ironic because my favorite toy was the 1989 Batmobile. That was fucking awesome.
I don't know. I do remember I loved the Exo Squad toys. I played with the fuck out of those. Like the little robots, Exo Squad. It was a cartoon, but you could put like little men inside these little robots and like fight. I don't know. It was cool. I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't really like the show that much, but the toys were cool as shit. But yeah. Dude, so this movie, the one thing I got to say about it, it's like, holy fuck, it's weird as shit. Like, I mean, I like it, but it's so fucking weird. And you could definitely tell that he had just made Edward Scissorhands and he still had that fucking freakiness with him when he did this movie. And the thing is, here's the weird, because I was reading some stuff about it because I was like, I didn't really know all this backstory with the movie. One of the weirdest things that I read about it was that one of the actors, the first thing is Catwoman was supposed to be Annette Bening. But she got pregnant and dropped out. But also, Sean Young, who, do you know this chick was fucking Nicholas Einhorn. She was Detective Einhorn in Ace Ventura. The one with the big nuts in the back was supposed to be.
I could see that.
She was going to be, originally, she was cast as Vicky Vale in the first one, but she had, for whatever reason, she didn't get it. So she like expected that she deserved the role of Catwoman. And they're like, no, fuck you. You've got balls on the back of your pants.
Maybe it was the worst case of hemorrhoids I've ever seen.
Yeah. A doctor could do that over the weekend. But no, but the other thing is Cher and Madonna were also up for the role. And then also the girl from Flashdance was up for the role.
Somebody, there was a Rotten Tomatoes review that I read about this, and they had a really good point. They were like, why is this movie not just called Catwoman? And it wasn't meant to be like a knock against the film. But honest to God, like I feel like Michelle Pfeiffer is, they gave her a lot of time, and I think she kind of stole the show. I mean,
pretty much, yeah. Well, and here's the thing too is, I feel like, well, first off, Michael Keaton got like $10 million for this movie, so he already upped his fucking. So he didn't give a shit. I think he was like, all right, fine, whatever, just put a zipper on the suit so I can pee. And I'll do it. If even if I'm not the main guy of the show. The other thing
prefers this to 89's Batman.
But the other thing is, I almost give it to Michelle Pfeiffer because I didn't know this. She wore that latex fucking sexy suit 12 to 14 hours a day, and she could only take it off during lunch breaks to pee.
Yeah,
fuck that.
It was apparently so tight. It was apparently so tight it would make her like lightheaded and shit.
Well, yeah, they said they had to put talcum powder on her to squeeze her into it.
Yeah,
but yeah,
fucked up.
It's like that bitch gonna be preserved. But you know, it was weird. Some of the other interesting facts about it was that they did the guy that came in and took over the original script they had, because the original script was going to be Catwoman and Penguin hunting hidden treasure, which is like, I mean, then all of a sudden Nicolas Cage from National Treasure shows up and stops them. But that was really that was going to be the original plot, and they were going to explore the Robin Batman scenario. But then the guy that they hired to come in to rewrite it was like, they kind of, he said the Robin thing was originally Robin was going to be leader of a like a juvenile gang, and then all of a sudden he starts helping Batman, and then he got changed to a young black actor or character that was going to be working in a garage with the letter R on his, where his name should be stenciled, and they cast Marlon Wayans to be that guy, and then he was going to build his story up for the third one. I'm glad they didn't fucking do that, because it'd be terrible. But actually, the writer the final story, the writer said, dude, this is what he literally said, like, quote, he said, Robin is the most worthless character in all of the comics and the movies, because he said, how are you going to have because he said basically Batman is the loner of loners. He doesn't need a Robin. There was because he called him a worthless character. He didn't like it at all.
God, he's got a point.
Well, I mean, I know a lot of people don't like Robin. And then, and so they moved on, and then they did. And I also read that he did flirt with the idea of, when Max Schreck, played by the great Christopher Walken, when she's like, how about a kiss, Santa Claus? That was supposed to be Harvey Dent, and they were going to scar the side of his face. And then he was going to have scarred up, and then you'll see the last part of the film was going to be him flipping a coin, landing on the good side, and then it was going to go into the third one.
Now that makes sense, because if
they missed the opportunity with Billy D. Williams.
They did, because he would have been an amazing Two-Face, and if that electrical situation is what caused the fucked upness on his face,
that was what they were going to do. That because he said that the guy, and I can't remember his name, the guy that came in that they hired to take over the script, the script, because there was like 5 rewrites, but one of the main things were that they focused on was the Harvey Dent thing, and he was only going to appear in the end of the movie, because he was going to appear throughout, like, sporadically, because they didn't really want to focus on him. But he was going to come back, and that last part, she kidnapped him, or he got kidnapped by the Penguin. She gives him a kiss, burns the side of his face. Then he flips a coin. He's Two-Face, and then that's it. And it was going to, they were going to move with Billy D. Williams in the Tim Burton universe. And then that never happened. They cut it out. So they just didn't really have a plan for it. But yeah, overall, you know what about this movie? I like this movie a lot, and I think I like this movie. I don't like this movie a lot. I like this movie okay, but I like it a lot because it has a lot of nostalgic value for me, because of all the toys and shit.
That's the true thing about this. It's not just the toys, but like, okay, so when this movie came out, Batman 89, and your and I's universe as kids, it was like the biggest thing in the world. The toys, those golden boxes, just the lettering, all of it, man. That was that was our childhood. So when Batman Returns came out as a kid, it was so fucking shitty, dude, because it pissed a lot of people off. Now, I got a PG-13 rating, but it pissed a lot of people off. I remember seeing the poster on the marquee of Batman Returns, and my parents not allowing me to go see it because apparently it was so sexual and it was so violent. And it was so gothic. and that was a big. It was. I remember. I can't tell you exactly. I haven't looked it up since. But like, that was a big deal then. Like a lot of people were really upset about this in my world at least. And like the first time I saw it was when Dad and I were at Toys R Us, and he just picked it up and he was looking at the VHS, and that's the time VHS were like $20 or $26 or whatever. And I'm like, please fucking do it, please.
That covers.
And he bought it, and I was like, yes, fuck yeah, here we go. But the thing about this movie, dude, is that a lot of us had to wait to see it, and it's just there is a nostalgia there to it because the snow, Batman in the snow, and Catwoman. It's a time in our lives, but we can do what we did with the last one and just give our ratings really early. Mine has gone down a lot. Watching this as an adult, watching this week, so many fucking problems with this movie, dude. This movie to me is a 7.5 out of 10, and that 0.5 probably just comes from my nostalgic love.
That literally is my score, 7.5.
Yeah,
and it wasn't always so. It wasn't always so. But I gotta be honest with you. It's weird. There's something about it that it feels smaller in scope. I don't know why. It just feels way smaller. It feels like you're on a soundstage, like the entire fucking. It feels like it's one road that they just they reuse constantly. Whereas in Batman '89, it felt like you were actually going, and moving through Gotham. And there was a lot more scenery, and there was a lot better production value. Even though they had more money to work with this in this one, it just felt. And then I felt like Tim Burton, and I feel like the Penguin and Danny DeVito, while they did great, and I mean, it was, Danny DeVito did what he did with the character. I feel like it was so far removed from the comic book of Oswald Cobblepot. I just, the thing about it is, I feel like what Tim Burton was truly going for a Grimm's tale, fairy tale. It really did feel like a gothic fairy tale on screen. There's nothing wrong with that, but I also feel like it was kind of not a Batman movie. But I will say what it does do is it gives evidence for people to shut the fuck up about Batfleck, because in this movie, that motherfucker kills 2 people straight up. He sets one dude on fire, and then he puts a bomb on the other motherfucker and throws him down a sewer hole.
Yeah,
and, and then he even goes, he smiles at him. So he's like, I know I'm going to kill you. So
he did.
I was like, I don't want to ever hear again, oh, Batman don't kill people, because they were doing it in 1991 or 92 when this movie came out.
Exactly. And the thing about this movie, dude, is that like Batman '89 felt like a Batman film that they got Tim Burton to direct. Batman Returns feels like a Tim Burton film that happens to be about.
Well, he didn't even want to come back.
So, he didn't want to make. They had all these ties in. They said they were going to make it. It was going to be a really strong follow up to the other one. And both him and Keaton were like, "No, we don't want a straight up sequel. We want a new story." But like this was more Burton than it was Batman. And there's highlights to that though. Like there's the good thing about, and this is why I think, personally, why I think Keaton likes it more than the original Batman. The dichotomy that they did with Bruce Wayne and Batman, and his love story with Catwoman and Michelle Pfeiffer. That was beautiful. At the end, though, there's problems with it. At the end, where he's ripped off his mask. And
I hated that because he destroyed his fucking mask.
Oh, I got problems with that scene as a whole for sure. But like just the idea that that he's all this talk about duality, all this talk about how he's basically a Norman Bates type. He's kind of a psycho. Like I feel like they leaned into the fucked up parts of Bruce Wayne's psyche without overtly being like, my mom and dad died.
What? And I know this is gonna be this could be a little controversial, dude. I think the guy that got it right better that could have explored it if studio hadn't interfered with him was Joel Schumacher in the third one, because that was all about duality too. And he was like, I see a book. I mean, it was really dealing with the PTSD of Bruce Wayne and having to fuck with that.
But I agree with that. But I like the fact that this was more gothic. It was it was like you said, Grimm's fairy tale. I think it's like the most emo Batman ever for sure.
It really is.
But
I thought he was gonna have black fingernail polish.
But they dug into that, and I enjoy that part about it. And I thought I think it's one of the more interesting for sure. Like I think it has more layers to it than a lot of Batman movies do. But the reason that I like this movie less as I get older is because even though it has that really cool idea inside of it, you cannot overlook, and I feel like we do. I feel like we all overlook some of the stupid fucking shit in this movie, dude. The fact that a guy goes to fight Batman with a sword in his throat, like we get it. They're from the circus. I don't need Batman to pull the sword out of his throat. And like, and Penguin with all of his contraptions, and like the fucking penguins with the bombs on their back.
Well,
some of it was so stupid.
They were going with more. I think they were trying to approach Penguin in a more cartoony way, or at least the way that he was remembered from the TV show, which I think is a dumb idea. I think that was a dumb move, because Danny DeVito is a great actor, and I feel like that weird freaky thing they went with, I feel like they were focusing so much on that they forgot to tell a good fucking story with it. Like I don't know, I don't think they fleshed him out to a point where because Penguin is one of the Batman's more deadly villains. I mean, he really is. I mean, he's smart. He like he knows how to do shit. Like he's got his shit together more than he's just a fucking weirdo like that had, Pee-wee as his dad. And of course you'll be fucked up because of that. Paul Rubens was his dad, by the way. But yeah, dude, there was something about this movie. I just feel weird when I watch it, and I enjoy parts of it, and then I fucking hate other parts of it. And then I'm like, I don't know why. It's just a weird, like a mishmash of like hate and love. I feel like a Def Leppard song.
Totally.
But here's the thing. Also, some of the humor that they tried to add in it is okay. I got a big problem with it as an adult and older watching it. I was like, that's fucking stupid. When she jumps down and she's like, did someone say fish? And it's like, no one was talking about your vagina, cat bitch. But anyway, when she jumps down and she's gonna take the ice princess away, and then she's like, I haven't eaten all day, and then Batman's like, eat floor, more fiber. I'm like, oh God, dude, don't say that. Stop it. Like, that's not it just didn't work for the scene. It kind of came off as forced and just kind of corny. But sometimes the humor did work, like specifically when Batman regains the control of the car and he's trying to flip the thing so the bat car becomes a bat cock and fits between the two buildings, and he's like, all right, well now I'm in trouble or whatever. He's like, now I'm worried. That was funny. That made sense. That was cool. But other than that, like sometimes when they tried to put a little bit of humor into Batman, and I know they were trying to, maybe the studio was like, well, he's got to be like, you can't make it so grim where he's. And I was like, well, that's what Batman is. And so I don't know if Tim Burton had to have acquiesced to some of the, I feel like there was some studio involvement, specifically with the dialogue. And so he was like, all right, we'll make him a little bit better, but Batman's not a wisecracking guy. He's just not. He gets business done. Then he goes to homes and fucks the prom queen. That's what he does. You're bashed. Only losers say you're bashed. The winners go home and fuck the prom queen. Like Sean Connery said. But the thing is, it's a love and hate relationship with this movie. I don't know what it is. I love it and then I hate it. It's fucking weird.
Dude, I think that's well said because I feel the exact same way. I'm watching it and I enjoy, dude. I love Gotham in the snow and I love how they did all that shit. And the Batman fight scenes are really cool.
Yeah.
And all that. But like, and some of this, like, I like it's a really cool idea that like they would fuck with the Batmobile and they would take control of it. But then why does he have to walk in there and get in the Batman toymobile? And like, to me, aesthetically, like they made some really stupid, corny decisions with it. And then, for instance, like if you watch this thinking at all, it's stupid because like Max Schreck makes sense. I love Christopher Walken's character as Max Schreck, and he was scary.
Was good. No, I like Max. Yeah, Max Schreck was good.
And we'll talk about him.
But I think Max Schreck could have been a good Penguin. Like just have him be Penguin.
Yeah. But like I honestly like. Danny DeVito did great in the role, and the aesthetic of it, and the way he looked all nasty and shit, like that was really cool.
The only I have a problem with the aesthetic though. You didn't see any butt crack stains on that white suit that he's walking. That motherfucker
I thought you
have
did.
Like train tracks, like train track crust marks on his
at the
pants.
end, dude. When he's walking and you see his crack, like, there's totally some skid marks.
That's straight train tracks.
But like, day. I actually think that and I have a hard time saying this because I don't want it to come off wrong. Because I actually think Danny DeVito did a great job.
Well, of course, he did. I mean, yeah.
But I think the character of the Penguin was built really stupidly. Like, okay, so they dump this baby over the ledge. I get it. He's unwanted. I get the tie to his parents. I get his motivation. I get all that.
Yeah.
But like his powers and shit. Like, okay, so he was born with fucking flippers. His mom fuck a fish. Whatever. Like, I get that. But like,
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he can make umbrellas that fly. He's goddamn. What's the guy's goddamn fucking Tesla dude?
Elon Musk.
He's fucking Elon Musk now, and like, where did he get all these fucking like? Did he just go to a circus and recruit people? Like, come down to the fucking sewer.
Well, what I think that Tim Burton, I think Elon Musk, Oswald Cobblepot is actually in the comic books. He is a very intelligent person. I mean, and he rivals Bruce Wayne up until the point he becomes the Penguin. Like he's the dark side of Bruce Wayne. Mm-hmm. He came from a family of like astute family and he influence, money, all that stuff, but he chose a different path and he was smart too, and then he chose a different path and becomes the dark side, the dark reflection of Bruce Wayne. So that's why that would have been really cool if they explored that. But the grotesque like penguin flippers and shit like that's not why that was dumb. I always thought that was kind of stupid to do that. I mean, you're literally almost making him a fat fucking penguin that walked out of goddamn Alaska. Like that's not what he looks like in the comic books at all. But I get he wanted to do this fairy tale, this grim, dark, gothic fairy tale, and that's what he was doing. The other thing is, I did think what was really, dude, this is crazy. They actually, Paul Rubens played the father of Penguin in this, and I mean, he did a good job, and he wasn't in it much or whatever. He was just more of a cameo.
You know,
But
they wanted the original
Burgess
Burgess
Meredith.
Meredith to do it. Yeah. Which would have been
fucking
cool.
Mickey.
Mhm.
That's what dude. Mickey was gonna be.
He throws the baby over. He's like, "You're a tomato can."
I hope. Yeah. And then when it falls in the water, he's like, when he has a long cigarette, like,
and the penguin's down there. He's like,
Batman.
"It stinks. This whole thing stinks."
Get up, you son of a bitch!
But
Father Cobblepot loves you.
Dude,
it was.
I hated him. I hated the story of the
I did
penguin.
not
and
like the
aesthetics.
direction they took with the penguin in this. And
Yeah.
and I agree with the assessment that one person that you mentioned said that it was a Catwoman show. I think it was. I think that you focus so hard on making, and I get it. I understand why you did it, but I feel like you focus so hard on that character. Batman almost became a supporting character in this rather than the actual star of the fucking movie. Right? His name's on the goddamn title card. I mean, and it is like he only. I don't know. I don't know. This movie's fucking weird, dude. Like, I don't know. It's just weird. It's like what it's like. You had some sex with some girl, and you're like, I don't know what the fuck is going on with my wiener. I enjoyed the sex, but I might have picked up an STD.
Kind of, yeah. It's kind of right. And like, and I'll say this, like, going into some positive stuff. Well, another thing, just real quick, while we're talking about the negatives, I do have a lot of positive shit to say, but like, the negatives, like the penguins, all that shit. Again, like, if the penguin lives in the sewer system, why can't people go down there and stop him? What, you don't want to go in the sewer because it's dirty? Like, there's just so, and the fucking penguins with the missiles. I mean, I think it all speaks for itself. It's really fucking stupid. I mean, just really stupid.
I mean, you might be stupid because how do you know that they couldn't have penguins with missiles strapped to their back that do what you tell them to do?
Yeah, penguins living in the sewer. Like,
you're
wrong. They didn't even try. They were just like,
that's actually Elon Musk's new fucking venture.
But with the Joker, like, he had a story. You believe that you.
Well, no, I mean, Tim Burton's Batman '89 was superior to this movie all the way around. Now, but I don't want to spend too much time talking about the negative because people are going to think that we fucking are trashing this movie.
And that's what I was going to say. That, like, I love this movie for a lot of reasons, but that's just why I can't really go there with it anymore as much as I used to love it. But Catwoman. I thought Michelle Pfeiffer, definitely, no doubt, the best quintessential Catwoman of all time. She's really fucking awesome.
She's well, dude, fuck you, Anne Hathaway. Not somebody knew that guy. You knew I was lying right when I said Anne. But yeah, she is. She's extremely seductive. She's got that down to a roll. She's got the mystique kind of thing going for her. She looks hot as fuck in that leathery suit. Yeah, she's definitely got it going on where it needs to be going on. And you know what? Even though the character itself is not done to justice to Oswald Cobblepot, Danny DeVito is a good penguin. I mean, he's a good actor. And I feel like if that role had been better expanded on and kind of changed from what they went with, I think he'd been perfect in that role. I mean, he really was perfect.
The makeup department did an amazing job with him, too.
Yeah, he looks
fucking awesome.
The action sequences in the movie are awesome. They're fucking cool as shit. I do like one of my favorite moments is, dude, to me, iconic of Batman, and this isn't the action scene, but when Batman's sitting there in the chair and he's like looking all like sexy with his turtleneck.
Oh my god!
And
I love
then
that scene.
the send the signal, and then the basket goes, and then the light hits him. He goes, and he gets that one eyebrow cock, and he stands up. Dude, I was like, that's what it's like when you find out it's an open bar somewhere. And he just looked at it, he's like, I must go out. That is to me iconic fucking Batman. That is the coolest shit I've ever seen. Like on screen, as far as Batman, I'll always remember that particular scene. And again, Michael Keaton did awesome again, and he suited up and he was awesome as Batman. And so the action sequences were good. The music was awesome. You know, and I didn't have a problem with any of that. Like I said, like there is a lot of stuff that I love, and then certain moments happen. I'm like, I fucking hate it. Look, I fucking hate your face. But it's like you love that bitch, but you hate her sometimes.
Well, that's the thing, dude. Like Keaton as Batman was fucking great in this. I thought he was great. My favorite thing about him in both of these movies, dude, is right before he punches somebody, he like you could see his eyes and his smile. He's like, and then he goes to hit him, like that perfect Keaton face. It's beautiful. But like you said, the action scenes with Batman were great. He was awesome in them. I love Keaton in this. I love the stuff with Keaton as Bruce Wayne in this. They overdid it maybe just a little bit in 89, but in this one, dude, when he's sitting there and he's watching TV and Alfred's putting the Christmas tree, and I was like, Alfred, by the way, was a total stage 9 Klinger in this. Like he was constantly like Bruce is just sitting there like eating a hot pocket. He's like, something wrong, sir? Or he would text or he'd call and be like, hey, are you okay, dude? Like he was really worried about
I like what Alfred was like. Well, it was kind of good because Batman got one in on old Alfred because he said, we need to talk about security. He's like, security? He's like, I was sitting there minding my own business, and who lets Vicky Vale into the Batcave? Oh, I turn around like, oh, hey, Vic, come on in.
I love that.
I like his face. He's like, I was like, I know, I did that. I did that.
Dude, I laughed my ass off at that scene because I was like, yes, because that was true. Like Alfred fucked him on that for sure.
Yeah.
But like all the stuff at Wayne Manor, even though it was super brief, just it being Christmas and Alfred working on the Christmas tree and all that. I like when he took a sip of the soup and he was like, it's cold. He's like,
it's supposed to be cold.
Yeah. But I liked Alfred a lot in this one. And just the
I like when he ripped up the fucking invitation. He's like, this dreadful party. He's like, I'm not going to that. He's like, wait, Selena could be there. Go ahead and tell me. And he's like,
his face. He stormed
he just ripped the fucker in two. He's like,
I'm going to have to tape it together. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Like that kind of humor was welcome. I did like that. But when it's over the top, like eat floor, more fiber and shit like that, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, there were some bad lines in there for sure. But like, and again, I love Catwoman. Like there were some cringy lines there too, for sure. But I thought Michelle Pfeiffer crushed that role. And like, she's my favorite Catwoman easily. And I don't think she'll ever be topped. There's no doubt.
We haven't seen the new one yet.
And I just don't think it has a chance. But
just because she's Lenny Kravitz's daughter, okay? Don't be stupid.
But she was full on Catwoman. They had the balls to go with it, and they did it, and it worked. But
you know, I will say she was great in the role, but I really could have seen, honest to God, because she was up for the role, Madonna, because of what she did in Dick Tracy. She was that seductive kind of girl in Dick Tracy. I think she could have pulled it off pretty well too.
She could have put those parts for sure. But like their relationship, I actually like, and I never give a shit, to be honest with you, about Catwoman. I just don't. I get it. Like, oh, is she a good guy? Is she a bad guy? I'm one of those people. I like to get to the fucking point. So I'm like, let's just get it over with. Is she a good guy or goddamn bad guy? Yeah. But in this one, the way they did that, where they were super sexually attracted to each other. And she's standing up there and she's like, that's not you. And when she finds it, she's like, that's you. Dude,
I like how his face was like,
That's what I was going to say. His face, he literally goes, when she starts to like go down under, he's like,
it's like I wish he'd go like, keep going. Big surprise. Huge surprise. If you go
his face though. Dude, he totally did the. He's like, I want that, and then they get in the fight. But then, like, I actually enjoyed their relationship in this, where I haven't in any other movie ever. Even when they're on the couch and they're making out, and like they're worried about their scars and shit like that. Like, I really dig Catwoman in this movie. Like, I don't think it'll ever be done as good.
I feel like Catwoman. You know, the thing is, when Catwoman is added into the movie of a Batman flick, I kind of feel like about her, I just don't care. I don't know.
Now
I could live without it, and if it's in the movie, fine. But at the same time, I feel like it's kind of like, okay, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I really don't give a shit. I mean, it's almost like it's for a lot of people, it's the same thing as Robin. I don't care. Yeah. Like, because you make her play this character that plays the gray line. She plays the gray line a lot. You know, she's like sometimes good, sometimes bad, and that's okay. That's unique, but I get kind of tired of it too. So yeah, she was great in the movie. I mean, obviously it was based around her and Penguin, but I don't know. I just feel like sometimes I was like, all right, can you guys go back to Batman now and what he's doing, his detective work?
Yeah,
can we talk about that?
I did love her origin story though, and we always quote it all the time. Like, dude, I know you do that. I know you do it because I do it too. Like, you ever walk in and nobody's at your house and you shut the door behind you, like, honey, I'm home. Oh yeah.
But you are married. I can say.
Yeah, I know, but I still
forgot I'm married. Yeah. Well, that and then the whole thing when she breaks out, when she robs the or she blows up the Shrek's department store and she's like, meow. And then, you know, Danny V was like, saw her first, gotta fly. And then
you're just the pussy I've been looking for.
It's like things change.
But no, like I really did love Michelle Pfeiffer's performance in this. And like, but again, one knock I'll have against it, it makes no fucking sense. Like, I mean, you put all this work into this movie and she gets thrown out of a window. And how does she get her superpowers, Jay? Like, how the
Dude,
fuck does she a bunch of cats
100%.
chew on her for
I
a
said the
second?
fucking same thing. I was like, did the cats pee pee on her, and then they just had like superpowers? Because
Yeah.
like the cats are biting her fingers, and she's going. "Oh." She looked like a crack whore coming out of like after someone Narcaned her ass.
It's
and
a
she's
cool
coming out
looking
of
scene, but like,
yeah. And then so all of a sudden, she literally can be like fucking thrown off buildings. Like someone could shoot her in the fucking face, and she's got 9 lives. When the fuck did this happen?
yeah,
Like, I'm not kidding. Like, literally, it's so weird. But I you know what I chalk it up to? I'm like, all right, this is Tim Burton fucking universe, so
Yeah.
anything goes. So whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then not only that, when she becomes Catwoman, she knows how to do Jackie Chan karate. She
Mhm.
knows how to use a whip correctly. I don't know. I get the point where her brain's kind of fucked up, so she's kind of a different personality. But
Mhm.
the whole fighting thing and all that stuff, I was like, where did that happen? Because if it made more sense if she mentioned that she used to go to a self-defense class and practice, or she was a black belt while
Something.
she was an assistant or secretary. I don't know.
Yeah, literally the cats nibbling on her gave her powers.
I
And
hate
I
that
actually
part where that cat's going. They keep showing it. I was like, stop showing it.
but it's I really do love her origin story though, and that's what's sad about it, because like where she's like you know, her the boyfriend's breaking up with her, saying that he can't be an appendage or whatever, and her mom's on the phone, and Max Shrek treats her like shit, and then like she gets shoved. That scene where she gets shoved out of the window was bad. Dude,
That was scared me.
Christopher Walken was good in that.
Yeah, that was scared me because he does it. He was like, he's like, I'm like, woo, that's kind of scared me. Max,
Yeah.
by the way, Max Shrek, Christopher Walken, highlight of the movie. Highlight, maybe the best part, maybe the best part.
He was perfect
by
throughout.
Yeah, and by the way, I always do is weird when I saw, because it had been a minute since I'd seen the movie, and the way he's dressed and his fucking hair and shit, he looked like he had just invented something based around electricity, and he was so excited to tell the world. But I looked this up because his costume and the way that they made him look, he's actually based. This is actually on Wikipedia as well. He's based on J.P. Morgan from the 1800s.
Oh,
One
shit.
that, because I was telling April, I was like, he looks like a fucking railroad tycoon from the 1800s, and that's literally what J.P. Morgan was. That's why he wears the fucking weird shit. But yeah, I loved him, dude. I thought he was great. And originally for him, Max Shrek was supposed to be, they were gonna have a Cobblepot. He was supposed to be the golden child of the Cobblepot family, and that because of Penguin and his deformities, he was the one that was cast aside. So Max Shrek and him were brothers. And then there was a revenge plot somewhere around there, the whole thing that, Oswald finds out about Max. But either way, I think that Max Shrek, honest to God, if you had cut out, Penguin and just had Max Shrek and Catwoman being the main villains of this movie, I think that, I'm not saying it would be a better or worse movie. I think that Max Shrek is a better villain overall than either one of them.
I agree with you. Like, no, I'm 100% there with you. I don't think it's Danny DeVito's fault, and the costume department did a great job on him, but that character ended up just making no fucking sense,
Yeah, well, Penguin, what's weird is that actually that's dead on, dude, because the guy that they brought in to rewrite the script, and he's the ultimate guy that wrote the script. The big problem that they were having with Batman Returns when it came out was that Penguin had no master plan. They had no idea what to do with the character. Like, they had the idea for the character. They knew what the direction they wanted to go with the character. But the overall problem was they had no master plan. So what was the master plan? So when that whole thing with him running for mayor and shit, they literally borrowed from 2 episodes in the Adam West series where he runs for mayor. And actually one of the plot lines that got rejected, but they wound up using for Batman and Robin was Penguin tries to freeze the city because they didn't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, we got this fucking Ferrari in the garage and I want to drive it, but shit, I don't have a woman.
Yeah, I think
what am I gonna do?
Penguin should have definitely been in the periph. They shouldn't have tried to explain it. They shouldn't have tried to show his lair.
He should have been a Max Shrek character, like an Emperor Palpatine pulling the strings and having puppets do out what. I think it would have been cool to have the Penguin pulling the strings of Max Schreck. Max Schreck is the main bad guy in this movie, along with Catwoman. And then toward the end of the movie, you get Harvey Dent and Penguin. You find out has been pulling all the strings.
That's a good idea. Or if you use Penguin as like the what's the is it Star Wars where they throw, like, you know how there's like a thing in movies where that will throw you in the dungeon with the creature. You know what I mean? Like if Penguin was down there and he didn't say that much, he didn't have that many lines, they didn't try to do this big, he didn't have all the penguins, he didn't have all that shit, but you had him being disgusting, like he was living under the ground, and shit like that. And they like they would throw people down there, like they would put people down there, like he was more of a background character, but that was really fucked up and grotesque and scary, and you used him in kind of in that light.
Honest to God, I would have done, they already kind of they seeded the ground for it. If you look at when Batman is researching who Penguin is, and he finds out that he leads the Red Triangle gang, the circus gang, I would have done 100%. Max Schreck's the main villain. You have Catwoman in it still. Michelle Pfeiffer's still going to do the same story basically with her and Max Schreck. But what you do is you have that, because it says that in the article that Batman's reading that the aquatic boy or whatever disappeared before they could ask him questions and kidnapped a bunch of kids. To the end of the movie, he's introduced as maybe Batman, after the confrontation with Catwoman and Max Schreck, someone was like, this was all put together by someone else. He finds a clue and he's like, oh yeah, and he goes, yeah, his street name's Penguin.
Yeah.
And then you show Danny DeVito, and then you go into Batman 3. And then that was Penguin's like introduction. Like he was pulling all the fucking, like I said, he's pulling all the strings behind all of it. Because that's why when I think of Penguin is not like a physical intimidation. It's his mind that's fucking scary.
Yeah. And the only reason I think of that, like, hey, I'm going to put you down here with this fucked up monster, is just because they made him so grotesque. If they put him in a more horrific light and didn't have him in front of the camera so much, it would have been really scary.
Right. And I don't think you should have deformed him. I think he should have been just a normal guy. Like,
I agree with you on that, like going the other way with it. Totally. And the thing is, dude, like for 75% of the movie, I didn't hate the Penguin. It was the end where they really fucked him up. I mean, it's dumb that he's pulling up and he just can randomly pull up in any building in that stupid duck. That's dumb. And that was to sell fucking toys. But
I'll kill you momentarily, but I need a cold drink of water.
But
by the way, I will say really quick, I know this is off topic, but I just want to say this. Danny DeVito did admit, and he didn't admit, but I mean, they asked an interview in like 2019 if that was real raw fish. It totally was real raw fish.
Ooh, I was wondering that when I watched it.
Dude, I looked it up. I actually looked it up. I was like, did Danny DeVito eat real raw fish? That's apparently it was bluefish or blue. I don't know if it's called bluegill, but it was real raw. I mean, it was legit raw.
Nasty,
and
dude.
He said, because he was like, actors only settle for the freshest. And then they were like, oh, well, they were like, your breath had to be like stank.
I wondered that when I watched it.
Dude, listen to this. That particular scene that I guess they were asking him about is, when he runs from, after it's revealed that he's going to run for mayor, and then he starts eating that fish out of the package. He was eating that. That's legit a raw fish. And they said that, and he was like, well, what happened was, he said in between scenes, he said he would put mouthwash and this thing called cyprilium or whatever to make that black oozy shit in his mouth. It's mouthwash mixed with this basically this GNC vitamin, and he would like a pill form, and he would put it in his mouth.
He just looks like me after I drink wine. Like, you know what I mean? Like your teeth get all fucking purple and shit. But yeah, that's fucking nasty, dude. That's
but really that was legit raw fish, because he was like, yeah, that's what I guess Burton wanted him to be authentic. So
let's talk about the ending. I think we covered most shit. Like I like that they brought out the bat boat. What do you call it? Like the fucking,
I think they called it a bat ski boat or something.
Yeah, I like that.
I was like, how'd you get that motherfucker in the fucking sewer to begin with? Because it couldn't go over land. Did Alfred like have a crane truck put it down there? Like, this is so weird.
Well, all
I
the
had
updates
the toy, though.
I
remember the toy.
By the way, like all the updates they made were great. Like I thought the Batmobile was a little cooler. I thought the bat suit, it went from like more leathery abs to like a mechanical abs.
Well, that's system. They took away the hard body suit, like he had like abs and shit in the first one, and this was just a straight line. I think Batman Returns suit is the best suit of all time.
I
really
would
do.
go
I
with
think
the
the
first
Batman
one,
Returns.
but I do like the Returns one almost.
Well,
as
they also
much.
changed the symbol too,
Yeah.
to make it more reflective of the comic book, which I didn't really notice that much of the difference. But I mean,
Mhm.
I wasn't paying attention. But I think the suit in Batman Returns is the best looking suit.
Yeah, and the detective stuff Batman does in this one's really good too. When he's when he's trying to figure out what's going on with the Penguin and stuff, and he's
Yeah.
trying to like get down to the bottom of that. I thought that stuff was really good. I think this movie's underrated for how much they do with the Batman detective story a little bit when he's trying to figure out about the Penguin.
What
And
I
he's
think
kind
was
of
funny was
obsessed
like,
with him.
you know that part where Penguin is taking control of the Batmobile and he puts that CD in. When I was a kid, I thought he was trying to play music to get him off the screen and take control. Like, and he's like, "Oh, maybe it's a glitch in my radio."
It was
And,
stupid,
and
by the
then
way.
years
He
later, I was
like,
like, "Oh, he's trying to record that shit."
yeah,
Like,
but it
that's
was
what he
kind
did
of,
that for.
but it's a sign of the
But I thought he
times.
just had a burned CD and he had like some songs on there that he was trying to
Yeah,
play.
it's like CD-ROM, Alfred, and then he puts it on. He's literally doing like the turntables to it.
Mhm.
But that I like how that whole storyline went. I thought it showcased Batman's detective skills really
Did
well.
you
And
not
I
get what I'm
like
saying? Though? Does it not feel small to you on a scale that
no,
the
totally,
89?
yeah,
It feels so small.
it really does. It feels like everything took place in that one little court
That's
where the
it. Yeah.
Christmas lighting ceremony was going
Yeah,
to
it was
happen.
like a small town in Gotham. It wasn't, or
Yeah,
like a small suburb.
yeah, and I agree with you about Shrek too. I fucking love Shrek. I thought he was great,
Yeah.
Max Shrek. I thought that he was scary, he was intimidating, he was perfect. But all that being said, all the corny shit put aside, and we like the fighting scenes, and I like what they did with the Batmobile. I love the way things look. The Batmobile, oh, when he goes to dress up and they show him putting it on piece by piece, that was fucking dope.
I love
I
that.
really
Yeah.
like that. I liked everything that happened at the Batcave. I thought they nailed the Batcave this time,
Yeah.
even
It's
in just
weird.
the living room. Like it was so cool.
Well, with the action sequences, dude, like I feel like, especially the end, when Penguin's dying and then he confronts Selena, Catwoman, and that whole thing. Batman 89 he literally fights Joker and in this whole epic moment in the bell tower, and it was so fucking cool. And even before that, in a particular scene in the 89 Batman, that alleyway scene when he takes on the dude with the fucking two knot, like
Yeah.
it felt more raw. Like I felt like Batman was more vicious. And then in the second one, he was like,
It was.
"Yeah, I'm still kind of recovering from what happened, so I can't really go hard."
I think they tried to get that out of the way in the early scenes where you have all the circus fuckers coming out.
No, he was
and there's-
badass in that, but yeah.
Yeah. So I think what they try to do was they try to like, hey, let's put all the action in the front so we can have this emotional gothic ending at the end. But as a kid, when you're watching that, I was disappointed as fuck. I was like, he's not gonna fight anyone. What the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, no, specifically the end, because again, everybody, you come off the sexiness and the awesomeness of the ending of Batman 89 when he has this full on
yeah.
fucking frontal assault with Joker in the top of the bell tower, motherfucker. And then he was like, woo, and he's like having they're fighting on the ledge, and the whole thing was badass. And then in this one, it's like Joker is having icy hot shit melt in his mouth, and he's like, "I'll call you momentarily." I was like, your fucking drunk dad just came home from the bar, and then
Nobody
he falls
even-
over fat and dead.
Yeah, nobody even kills Penguin.
Like Batman didn't even touch him. His penguins killed him.
Yeah, that was disappointing as fuck. And then the stupid penguins come out and they're like, dur, 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 dur.
Yeah, it
It's
was
like,
very.
this sucks.
Well,
I hate it.
all Batman did was release, he pimp slapped him with his fucking umbrella stick, and then he falls back because bats come at him, and he's probably afraid of rabies, and then he falls into the fucking ocean of nastiness in the sewer, and that's it. That's how he dies.
And look, I like aesthetically the way it looks, like the emo-ness of it. Like I can get into that, like the way it was at the end where he's telling Selena, he's like, "You and I are the same. We're the same. Like we're split right down the middle." I thought that was kind of cool, like how they did that. I do.
Yeah.
Like in like this dark, like we'll have Halloween on Christmas sort of emo relationship that they have. I did think that was cool.
He should have pulled off his mask.
Well, see, and it looked cool. Like it did look cool when he just rips it off.
It looks like it's fake as fuck.
It was
like it's like
It aesthetically it looked cool, and it went with the whole dark relationship. I love that. But that being said, the second he ripped off his mask, you're trying to tell her. So your goal here is to get Selena Kyle not to kill Max Shrek. You just fucking revealed yourself. Not only that, but he revealed her too. He calls her Selena, and Max Shrek goes, Selena? Like he didn't even know. So Bruce outed her as Catwoman, and then he outed him as himself. If they let Max Shrek live, they were both fucking dead.
Well, I feel like
go to Arkham and tell everybody who they were.
I like to go with the assumption that Bruce Wayne, he knew he had him. Like he could use legal documents to prove that he killed all these people and that he was in
But
cahoots with Penguin.
when
and
he
was
goes to Arkham, he's gonna spill. He's gonna tell everybody Batman's Bruce Wayne.
I think maybe in this particular movie, Batman was trying to say, "I'll retire with you," because she said, "Oh, it would be nice to go live in your castle and have this fairy tale happy ending."
That could be it. Yeah.
I'm like, but that bitch is crazy. The first time I met her, she stabbed me with her fingernail.
Yeah, great, Bruce. You're gonna leave Gotham to be fucked over by the Neanderthals just so you can get a piece of ass. Nice, dude.
I like
just
that.
retire.
Like
fuck you. Thanks.
Chris Rock was funny as fuck though. He was like, Selena Kyle. Fired. That's like your fucking life. And he's like, and wait, why are you dressed as Batman?
Well, first off, you're fired.
Your life is in balance, and the first thing you say is Selena Kyle, you're fired. And then you look at, and then you say Bruce Wayne. He's like, and Bruce Wayne, why are you dressed as Batman? Like, because he is Batman, you moron. Like,
that was funny as fuck.
I like that part too. He's like, what do you want? You want money? You want jewels? And she was like, I want your blood, Max. And he's like, my blood? I just gave it at the hospital or the office. He was so clueless because he was so absorbed with his own sense of worth. Like, I don't even think he considered that he would die or that nobody was going to kill him.
Yeah, there was some.
I think Max Shrek to me is one of the most underused villains. Period in a Batman movie, 100%.
And unheralded, nobody talks about him.
I mean, it's Christopher fucking Walken, dude. You got one of the best actors of all time portraying a crazy, weird J.P. Morgan railroad tycoon villain. Fucking play into it, lean into that, and then Chip, go dad, save yourself, go dad. Play that.
He was like a stupid Winklevoss twin.
That motherfucker looked like he got rejected from the casting call of Jersey Shore. Go dad, save yourself. Go dad, no.
That's fucking true, dude. That is true.
But yeah, dude, I mean, ultimately, the movie, it's a good follow up to Batman '89, but it's not the best kind of follow up. And I feel like Tim Burton really fell in love with his gothic approach. And again, you got to look at this. You got to remember, Edward Scissorhands had just been filmed. He had just got done with Edward Scissorhands, and this movie does feel like Edward Scissorhands at some point. Like the snow and the whole fucking weirdness to it, the weird angles and approaches he takes. You know, the camera's going off with Mike. This is another part.
I'm coming.
Okay, hon. But no, I feel like this 89 Batman was so well done, and it was perfectly cooked on the oven or the stove or whatever you wanted to say, and it was just done in the right way. And in this movie, just there's a lot of good about it, but there's a lot of bad about it too. And it's like this weird fucking I just don't know how I feel about you. You know, so 7.5 I think is strong.
I can't get my fucking camera to come back on. What's going on here? Hang on a sec. Like it's on. It's on, but it won't let me join. Like it won't show my fucking face.
You've broken my camera.
What the shit?
It feels like, I don't know.
I don't understand. Shit, fuck. Like
what are you doing behind that black screen? Are you playing with your wiener?
Give me a second to try to figure this out.
Okay. So fine. We'll talk about this for a second. Mike, it's weird. Well, it's not weird, but Mike and I gave it the same score, 7.5. Now, the main thing is I want to say about this movie, I did enjoy it, and I do have a lot of nostalgia with this movie. You know, just based on, you remember McDonald's was running that campaign. They had the cups. They had it was just, I mean, I don't know. It was really a unique movie that came out with the promotions, and I do remember the toys and stuff like that. But even as a kid, when I watched it, I think I always there was something about it. I'm like, this is not the '89 Batman that I was expecting to see in a sequel. And I know that some people really do love this movie a lot, and people defend this movie and say, "Oh, it was really good" and stuff like that. And I agree that it was different. And it was unique in its own way. But I feel like, again, they wasted the talents of Danny DeVito in a lot of ways, because I think that Danny DeVito was a good Penguin, but I feel like making him some kind of freak show weirdo that hung out with penguins in the sewer of all poopy places, and then had like, I feel like there was a lot of, I feel like they had a lot going on with the character of Penguin, and they didn't know really what to work with because he was the leader of the Red Triangle gang. He lived in the sewers. He probably fucked penguins. I don't know, but he also I feel like they couldn't make up their minds on what to do with that character, and they just ultimately decided that he was going to be some fat weird pervert that lives in the sewer that runs for mayor. They ultimately get shut down, and then he's mad at Batman for exposing him. I feel like it was kind of the character of Penguin Oswald Cobblepot is a really good character in the Batman comics. I feel like it was almost an insult. Mike is a round circle with a gray face.
I'm trying so hard to. Oh,
there you are.
Sort of.
You're so small.
Why am
You're
I so
small.
tiny? What the fuck is going on right now? This is so weird.
Mike's like that one guy in Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory when he gets shrunk and he gets to fit the TV. Mike TV.
Oh, we'll have to make this fucking work. Hang on a second. This is such.
But yeah, and then Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer is really well done. She's really good. But I feel like the main thing they missed out on, I feel like the two biggest things I think that this movie missed out on was that they didn't realize that they already had a great villain in Max Schreck, played by Christopher Walken. I think you should have expanded his role. You should have given him more gravitas in the movie. I think he should have been more of a central figure in the movie. And ultimately, that didn't happen. And he was kind of left as a supporting character for Penguin and Catwoman rather than his own particular villainy. And then the other missed opportunity is the I'm getting a fucking headache with all this shifting around.
Yeah,
I feel like
this is
I'm
the best I can do.
Matrix.
Thank God.
But
we're at the end of it.
the other thing I think they missed out on was bringing Billy D. Williams back for Two-Face in that last scene. I think that would have been a great ending with that whole, the whole she kisses him, burns the side of his face. I know it's not comic accurate, but Billy D. Williams, Harvey Dent, they'd already started in 89. He was a great Two-Face, or he was a great Harvey Dent. He would have been a great Two-Face. Then you carry it over into Batman 3. That in a perfect world, Tim Burton would have done Batman 3, and we would have seen that conclusion, at least of the storyline of Harvey Dent. The problem is, and I always say this about Tim Burton, dude, Tim Burton was in love with fucking killing his own characters. I can't stand. That was the only thing I couldn't stand about the 89 Batman and this, that he killed fucking Penguin and Joker.
Yeah. Yeah. And he probably would have continued to do the same thing. They weren't interested in sequels and all that. This is way before Marvel and everything that happened. Ultimately, man, that's just kind of like we said. Like, I mean, we both gave it a 7.5. I think it's I'm glad the movie exists. I think it's the most dark and gothic a Batman story can get. And like where Batman feels like the beginning of Batman 1989, and Tim Burton just happened to lend his amazing costume design and set design hand to it. This movie feels like a Tim Burton film about Batman, and that's okay. It's not perfect. I feel like they fucked it up with the Penguin, and they fucked it up by not explaining some shit, and they could have spent more time on Batman, but it's 7.5. Still one of the better Batman films, no doubt.
No, for sure. I feel like there's a lot that they left on the side of the road that they could have put in this movie that would have made it just as good as the 89 Batman, maybe even better. But they just, they didn't, I don't know. I feel like they were going with a very specific type of movie, and that's ultimately what happened. And, love it or hate it, but it is what it is. And that's it. But
yeah, you flew too close to the sun, Miguel.
You were bummed, child. You were bummed.
Right. Let's answer some of these super chats, and we'll get the fuck out y'all's hair for the night. All right. They call me Stamp says, I took Dr. Loomis's advice, and now she's filing a restraining order against me. Well, that's usually how that ends.
Well, what I say is fuck her. She probably had a restraining because she's a liar.
That's how it goes. Dr. Charles knows all about it. Mercurio80 says, in 92, my mom, sisters, and I moved to Mexico. And when this movie was coming out, Pepsi was giving away a free mountain bike, and I won it. That's fucking awesome,
badass, dude. Good for you.
That's cool. I hope you still have it. I'm probably fucking worth something. Does it say anything about Batman Returns on it? Because that'd be even doper.
It's probably like a snow-colored bike. Frosted.
Courtney said Jay just gave April half of his movie collection. You better sign that movie prenup, dog.
Shit. I ain't married yet, though. So it's not legally binding.
You got time to work that out.
It's all good. Don't worry about it.
Jerry Ramey, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. He says, I love that Bruce was sitting alone, kind of dormant, uncomfortable with being Bruce. He's waiting, then the signal hits, and Bruce stands up like the signal brought Bruce to life. Bruce is the masked shell. That's a beautiful way to put that.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I love that. I think that is iconic, and I think that is a true representation of Bruce Wayne. The duality, Bruce Wayne, Batman.
Yeah,
like he's not like I think they explore that better in Batman, the Christopher Nolan. She was like, when Katie Holmes puts her hand on that one, at the end of the movie of Batman Begins, she's like, this is the mask.
Yeah,
him as Bruce Wayne is the mask.
Yeah, that's well fucking put, dude, for sure. And again, that's one of the best scenes of the entire franchise. Mornay Clouette, thank you, says, I made it. Congrats, Jay and April. Jay, what did you watch the Book of Boba, and what did you think of it? Episode 5 and 6.
Thank you so much. I have not watched it. Stephanie, Kyle asked too. I haven't watched it, because here's the weird thing about the Book of Boba, which is on Disney Plus, is like I've heard good and bad things, and I didn't get to hear the response to what I asked earlier. I've heard it's really fucking boring. I've heard that it's not very good, or at least it's very heavy worded, and there's not a lot of action, or I don't know. I've heard bad things, but I mean, I'll check it out. I plan on watching it. I do like Boba Fett, so
yeah. And they also said still waiting for that room tour.
Thanks.
Give it to us.
Thanks.
I want it, so you get
it. Yeah. You know what? I got some Loomis messages I've got to do anyway. So maybe I'll just throw in that shit too. I don't know. We'll see. You guys deserve it, but there's not much to see. It's just a bunch of action figures and really nerdy shit hanging on the wall. But I'll let you see that. And plus my vibrator collection that I keep in my drawer.
I was gonna say, I hope it ends with you spreading your butt cheeks.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna spread my butt cheeks on camera because I want to make sure that the shit's monetized. But I will show you.
It's fair.
By the way, it doesn't matter. How can we get monetized for saying that when there's literally channels on YouTube right now? I swear to God, when there's these two guys that they're openly gay, which is fine, I don't care. But it's like real cock or a dildo. What's in my butt? What's in my butt? Yeah. And by the way, it's not age restricted. It's not age restricted.
Yeah, I've seen that.
What the fuck is going on?
It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. What's up, Dan? I know exactly what you're talking about too. It's like, Jesus Christ. But you guys, we've reached the end of our show for the night. That's Batman Returns. I don't know when exactly we'll do Batman Forever. I don't want to be Friday or Monday, or we'll figure it out. We got to talk about it.
We'll space it out. I think Monday would be a good time to do it.
Yeah, but it'll probably be Monday. Most likely, you can expect our Batman
from a
Forever
Monday
review. Kiss from a Rose on.
By the way, how many of you all like? Is Kiss from a Rose by Seal more popular than the fucking movie? Because it's almost like it might be.
I think it might be.
It might be.
Yeah.
Because that video too, where he's standing on the rooftop of Gotham and the bat signal, and then they only show clips.
Yeah.
But I will say, someone said it. Val Kilmer is criminally underrated.
For sure.
Criminally underrated as one of the best Batmen and Bruce Waynes ever.
No doubt about it. Yeah, and that whole soundtrack is amazing too. But we'll get into that when we do it. Stephanie Kyle says it right. She says, smash that like button like you smash some butt cheeks.
That's right.
I
do
agree.
It right.
I agree. Do it. Do it, Richard. Do it.
Smash
slow.
those butt cheeks like Hugh Hefner did.
Do it sexy.
I've heard. By the way, I haven't watched that Hugh Hefner documentary, but apparently he's getting made to look like a fool.
I didn't even know it was a thing. So
yeah, there's apparently a documentary.
Hey, I do know what was the thing though. You got engaged this week. Just one more time for fucking Jay and April.
Funk.
Congrats, you
after I got engaged, a new vein popped. Right there. It's right there. It's called stress, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, I'm happy.
We're all gonna have that one day. I'm going on a strong 26. Strong 26. But even then, at that 26 years of age, I feel like I'm 37. Because I am. I just don't want people like, oh my God, Jay's only 26. He looks so bad.
I made that joke once, and someone was like, "Wow, you look old for your age." I
was I was like, well, it's just the atmosphere and the ozone layer depleting.
It'll get you, man. It's just COVID. It made me older. Hey, love you, fucking guys. Love all
you guys.
We'll
Thank
see
you guys for all the well wishes. and we'll be back soon for some Batman Forever. We got a long way to go. We got a long way to go before we reach that top of the mountain of rock and roll.
Dude, it's gonna feel so.
Batman
good
and
when we
Robin's gonna be the worst fucking one. Like that's
Yeah.
no doubt. I'm not even that. You know, it's weird. Batman Forever. I've grown to kind of respect it.
Mhm.
And I don't even mind it. I don't mind Batman Forever as much, but Batman and Robin, there's no redeeming factors. That's like going to visit your family member that's locked up for convicted rape, and you're trying to be positive, but you don't want to be because
Yeah.
you know what a piece of shit they are.
No matter how you cut it up, dude, these next two movies are going to be less good than the last two movies, and then we get to the good shit. To get to Nolan, you got to fight Bowser, and Bowser is fucking Batman and
yeah,
Robin.
dude.
Okay, so
You
but
gotta
we'll talk-
you gotta go through the goddamn final boss and to get the reward. But yeah,
it's gonna hurt right here.
Batman and Robin's fucking terrible, dude. And I'm straight up. I'm already gonna tell you, like that motherfucker's gonna be like a negative fucking 5.5. Like it's such a terrible goddamn movie. It's so, and I forgot Alicia Silverstone was in it, or Alicia Silverstone.
I don't even want to talk about it. I'm just gonna.
God damn it! And that
Just
Batmobile,
accept
that
your
Batmobile's so fucking ugly, dude. I know that some people like that Batmobile, but that Batmobile literally looks like it was shit out by Lego. It's so fucking ugly.
It's gonna be a dark night in Texas, but I don't want to think about the future. Okay.
But I do
Love
like
you
Chris
guys.
O'Donnell and Batman Forever. He's like, just going for a little ride in my love machine, babies.
Oh Jesus fuck. It's gonna be, dude, there's bad parts of both movies too. Holy shit. All right, we love you guys. Have an amazing fucking Wednesday night. It's sandwich time.
Yeah.
We're in the meat of the week. Fuck you. You know what?
Hump day.
Yeah.
Go hump your
Let's-
wives or your
I'm gonna
boyfriends
go
or
hump
your
something.
girlfriends or something. Go hump your dog. But
Hey,
just
if
do
you're
it
feeling
quietly.
squirrely, put a finger in your butt.
There you go. Do that. That's probably safer. Don't do animal cruelty.
Oh yeah, your own butt, not your dog's butt.
Yeah, I said that, but I shouldn't have said that. Let's
Don't
go
finger
fuck
your
a
dog.
sheep.
Don't finger your dog. Love you guys. Night.